Your Matsu Miners are on the road, but still on the grind. It's Matsu Miners Baseball, and it's next on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Welcome into the Miners pregame show, brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. Here's the voices of the Miners, Kevin Peel and Kyle Howard.
Last night, the Matsu Miners earned their first conference W, defeating the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks by a final score of 4-2 in front of 1,012 strong at Herman Brothers Field. The Miners were led with impressive performances by Calvin LeBrun and Vance Vizcaino. The Gonzaga freshman completely shut down the Chinooks, pitching 7 shutout innings, giving up only 4 hits and issuing out 0 walks in a nifty 78 pitches. On the other side of things, Vance Vizcaino's hustle paced the Miners' offense. He hit what looked like a routine RBI single that turned into a double to open up the scoring in the 5th. He later hustled out an infield single, driving in the run that would prove to be the winning one in the 7th as the Miners opened up a 3-0 lead. While the Miners' bullpen may have bent, it did not break, as Corbin Martin got a big out in the 8th, and Brick Paskowitz came in the 9th to close down the ballgame and earn his second save of the season. Now the Miners return to Loretta French Field in Chugiak, looking to go back home to the Valley with the same result as they had during the season opener, with a win over the Chinooks. Welcome in, everybody, to Chugiak, Alaska. My name is Kevin Peel, alongside my broadcasting partner, Kyle Howard, right here on the Miners Radio Network. You are listening to the Matsu Miners pregame show, brought to you by Napa Auto Parts. Kyle and I are ready to bring you all the baseball action between the 3-0 Matsu Miners and the 1-3 Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks. The situation is different tonight for the University of Tennessee's Zach Warren. On Tuesday, Warren closed out the game in Chugiak and earned his first save of the season as the Miners won 5-4. But tonight he gets to start looking for his first win of the season. Well, it's very difficult to follow up a performance as good as LeBron's was last night. What does Zach Warren's mindset need to be coming into this one?
Well, Kevin, it's not always something you can parallel with another pitching performance. Obviously, Calvin LeBrun had an outstanding performance last night, and I'm sure he'd like to echo that. But Zach Warren's job is not to pitch like Calvin LeBrun. It's to go out there and just do what he does best, and that's get his four-seam fastball, his curveball, his changeup, and his cutter working as they should. And Zach Warren did just that. His only appearance this year, he worked an inning and got that save in the opener here against these same Chinooks. So he needs to just echo his performance then and obviously do it for more innings as he was a closer that night. But just to go out there and pitch his game tonight and not worry about what Calvin LeBrun did last night, but just to be himself, I think he'll be just fine.
The Miners' clutch hitting has been spectacular so far. The Miners were able to drive in a couple runs on Tuesday and Wednesday against the Chinooks with 2 outs. The script was similar last night, but this time the Miners scored all 4 of their runs with 2 outs. Kyle, what do you think the key has been to their success in these lower percentage situations in the first 3 games of the season?
The Miners have been very patient at the plate. I think that's been big for them so far this year. They've worked a ton of walks to this point and have really created havoc in the late inning bullpens for each team. Last night, getting a couple late runs via wild pitch because they were patient at the plate, waiting for creating opportunities, moving runners over when they have to, and obviously late. Obviously, as you say, the 2-out hitting's been huge as well, but they also got a 2-out wild pitch run last night just by being patient at the plate, of course, as well. So really getting up there, looking for the pitch they want, and driving it when it's there, and they've been very good at that the first couple nights here.
The Chinooks will send out Tuesday's starter Connor Menez to the hill as he, just like Warren, tries to earn his first victory of the season. While he was effective in his short time on the hill on Tuesday, how much does the Miners hitter seeing Menez previously help them as they come to the plate tonight?
I think it helps quite a bit. You see a little bit of a sample of what Connor Menez will offer tonight. Unfortunately for them, it was only a 2-inning stint there. As he started that game, he did allow a hit and also struck out 2 batters. So now a small sample size, but you probably got to see quite a few of his pitches. I'm sure he was out on display that night throwing his pitches to get himself back on track to start the year. So for the Miners, it's good that they're able to see that. But the same can be said for the Miners, or the Chinooks, for the same with Zach Warren. They saw Warren pitch the 9th inning, got a little taste of what he's going to be like tonight from the starting standpoint, and I think both teams will be about a similar advantage. I don't know that any team really has a clear advantage in that situation. Maybe the fact that the Miners got an extra inning out of it, but they both got to see the opposing pitcher tonight, so they should be ready to go on each side.
We're almost set for baseball here at Loretta French Field between the Miners and the Chinooks. Still to come on the Napa Auto Parts pregame show, we will get you set for the first pitch by giving you the starting lineups. But before then, our pregame profile for this evening is with third baseman Tanner Nishioka. Stay tuned. You are listening to Miners Baseball right here on the Miners Radio Network. Welcome into the Napa Auto Parts pregame show. I'm joined in the pregame profile with Tanner Nishioka. Tanner, how you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
All right, we're about to set for baseball between the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks and the Matsu Miners. It's the Miners on the road today. Tanner, first off, how's the Alaska going for you?
It's awesome. It's a great place. It's beautiful.
A lot different from the community college atmosphere.
Yeah. A lot different from California and Hawaii, that's for sure.
Very good. And what are your aspirations at school? What are you majoring in?
I'm actually majoring in neuroscience. I'm hoping to go pre-med or pre-dental and see how it goes.
Of course. And do you have the future aspirations of maybe getting drafted in the MLB?
Absolutely, yeah. That'd be a lot. That'd be really cool.
How has the adjustment been coming up to Alaska? Of course, the stat sheet definitely shows that you've done well so far, but has it been harder than the stat sheet shows for you?
I've been getting really lucky. This is a very high-level competition, probably the highest I've played. It's just I've been getting a little lucky in the beginning, but hopefully it continues.
So this is a progression for you, the most competitive league you played in?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I played in the West Coast League last year, and this is, I think, a step up. Absolutely.
And so, looking at it, you have a couple teammates with you. One of them being Caleb Wood that you played with the Wenatchee Apple Sox last year, and that has to give you maybe a little bit of comfort knowing that there's a couple guys on the roster that you played with before.
I actually tried to plan it, so I was with Wood. He was one of my best friends last year on the team, so it's really nice to play with him. We have some great teammates on the team this year.
So very good. And last question for you: what do you see of the Chinooks tonight?
Well, they've been competitive the past 3 games, so hopefully we get another win today.
And what's the key to the game being for the team tonight?
Well, hopefully we get our hitting going early and keep it up, and our pitching's been good, so hopefully it continues.
Tanner, thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Sir.
This has been the pregame profile with Tanner Nishioka. Stay tuned. You are in the Napa Auto Parts pregame show.
In opening day action as your Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks take on their northern rivals, the Matsu Miners. The night promises to be filled with fast action Alaska baseball. Now, your starting lineup for
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly day we had at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streamed, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Eagle River's very own Mr. John Teemer. Thank you, John.
And that was John Teemer with the national anthem, as we are almost set for baseball between the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks and the Mat-Su Miners. I'm Kevin Peel alongside my partner Kyle Howard, and we're going to get you the starting lineups right now. As for the Miners, who are on the road tonight in their second road contest of the season, looking to get to 2-0 as well as to 2-0 in conference play. Alex Caruso will lead off and play center tonight. Tyler Wolf, short, will play short and bat second. Vance Vizcaino in left, batting third. The cleanup guy for tonight is catcher Matt DiOrio. Tanner Nishioka will bat fifth and play third. Hunter Simmons getting his first start of the season at first, batting sixth. Caleb Wood will bat seventh and play second. Jed Fagg will be eighth and DH. And Chris Hall, the right fielder, will bat ninth. As the alignment for the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks, David Morton will be in left, Cameron Baronic in center, Caleb Potter in right, Cromwell at third, Will Bass at shortstop, Matthew Ferruto at second, Michael Staudinger at first, and the battery of Connor Menez and Andrew Mogg, as Connor Menez pitched those 2 innings on Tuesday night against these Miners. It was a start for him. He only gave up 1 hit and had 2 Ks in that performance, giving up no earned runs. And so we are almost set for baseball. It has been the most beautiful day that since Kyle and I have been here in Alaska. 72 degrees and mostly sunny, as we are just about 15 to 20 minutes outside of Anchorage, Alaska. And the umpires for tonight's game are going to be James Ainsworth from Cecilia, Louisiana, and Jim Leiser from Akron, Ohio. And so, Kyle, as the Miners come to the plate, what are your thoughts before the game starts?
For the Miners, they're really just going to go out there and execute their game. That's what they've done in the last couple of days. They've been able to squeak out a couple of late wins. Obviously, a couple nights ago, it wasn't really a close one. They were able to pull away later on in the game with a big 5-run inning. But really, if they're staying on their game tonight, they should be good and just do what they've been doing recently and working the pitcher and getting on base and getting them on, getting them over, and getting them in. They've been good about, with 2-out hitting, as you mentioned in the pregame, they've been good about bringing runners in with 2 outs. And for the Chinooks, they just got to keep the Miners off the base pass as much as possible. Last night, 10 hits. The night before, or it would have been 2 nights before that. Back on Wednesday night, 8 walks. That can't happen if they expect to get a victory over this Miners team that has, again, a good 2-out hitting team that could burn you.
And so the Chinooks will come out in their red jerseys tonight with white pants, navy blue hats with red as well, red logos, blue letters and numbers for the Chinooks. Miners going to wear their green jerseys tonight with yellow lettering and numbers, as we are set for baseball, and Alex Caruso will step in from the first pitch from Connor Menez. And it is a strike at the knees, 0-1. Connor Menez, the lefty, 6'3", 185-pounder out of the Masters College. Making his second start. This one fouled away. Caruso quickly behind 0-2. Former Chinooks Stephen Carkenny, Jason Carkenny, and Nick Covello have attended the Masters College. And, of course, the Masters College is the alma mater of pitching coach and general manager Chris Back for the Chinooks as Menez throws ball 1 to Caruso up high, 1-2. And swing and a miss. Alex Caruso gave a good swing of that one, but he strikes out for out number 1. And so it'll be a lefty-righty matchup as Menez will take on the Miners shortstop Tyler Wolf with 1 down here in the inning. Wolf coming in, batting 143, but has hit the ball hard in all 3 games. Swing and a miss. Comes out swinging hard at that one. 0-1. As you might notice, the flag moving gently in center field. That wind is going straight from behind home plate to center field. So it is blowing out today as Wolf takes ball 1. We saw a couple players hit home runs in batting practice, so could be a very nice wind for those sort of hits tonight as Wolf takes strike 2, 1-2.
Wolf hasn't had the start he's wanted to have on the year, but he does have an RBI. He had an RBI just a couple nights ago on a ground out to the shortstop.
1-2 from Menez. Swing and a miss. Got Tyler Wolf to strike out as well, his second of the game. And quickly 2 up, 2 down for Menez and the Chinooks.
Great pitch there by Menez. Use the off speed to get him full there. Out in front of that one was Zach Wolf. Good placement on it as well. That's how you got the second consecutive strikeout swinging to start the game.
And so the batter will be Vance Vizcaino. Had a big night last night, did Vizcaino. This one's grounded to second. Should be an easy play. Throws on to first. And that is that. So the Miners go in order in the first. We head to the bottom of the first inning here in Chugiak with the Miners and the Chinooks still scoreless. You are listening to Miners Baseball. Welcome back to Chugiak as we are almost set for the bottom of the first inning. Going to get you the starting lineups here for the Chugiak-Eagle River Chinooks as Cameron Baronic will bat first and play center. Matthew Ferrudo will bat second and play second. Will Bass will be at short batting third. Michael Stauninger will bat cleanup and be at first base. Holt Davis slides down a spot in the order tonight. He'll bat fifth and DH. Andrew Mogg, the catcher, will bat sixth. David Morton will be out in left field and bat seventh. Caleb Potter will bat eighth and play in right. And Patrick Cromwell will play third and bat ninth. And they will be facing Miners starter Zach Warren, who is from Vineland, New Jersey, and out of the University of Tennessee. Just finished up his freshman year there. Comes in with 1 inning pitched and a save. 0-0 record, 0 ERA. And the fielding alignment for the Miners will be Vizcaino in left, Caruso in center, Hall in right, Nishioka at third, Wolf at short, Caleb Wood at second, Hunter Simmons at first, and the battery will be Warren and Matt Diorio. As the Chinooks ready for their bottom of the first inning on a special night here in Chugiak. as the now field being changed to Lee Jordan Field. Ball taken outside 1-0. So now the ballpark here is called Lee Jordan Field at Loretta French Complex. That is honoring the stadium, as taking a strike is Baronic, 1-1. The ballpark now is being given the name in memory of Lee Jordan, who was a volunteer firefighter for the Chugiak Fire Department. Taking a strike is Baronic, 1-2. And for all his great service for the volunteer fire department, they have renamed the field in his name. Very special night for them and for the Jordan family. 1-2, and Baronic fights it off. Count will remain 1-2.
And what a special night it is to have someone make that so much of an impact on the community that you would name an entire baseball field for this Chinooks team after him. And volunteer firemen, can't say enough about their work.
As Baronic swings and misses at that one, strike 3. He will take a seat. And 1 up, 1 down. There's already 3 strikeouts between the 2 pitchers in the first 4 batters of this game. And that will bring up Matthew Ferruto. Zach Warren had 5 starts at Tennessee this past year in 8 games total, 23 innings pitched in that time. He struck out 16 and walked 10 while holding a record of 2-0 with a 5.09 ERA. He's on the hill tonight, as that is a strike at the knees to Ferruto, 0-1. Warren ready, and here's the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Got him to swing right through that fastball on the outside corner. 0-2. Zach Warren has 2 distinct fastballs. He does throw the 4-seam fastball with a little less movement, but he also does have a 2-seam fastball with a little bit of movement. Likes to throw both, but his 4-seamer, the pitch he really loves, missing outside, 1-2.
Not an unorthodox pitch, but certainly somewhat unusual. He likes to throw a cutter as well.
So 3 forms of the fastball, but loves to throw the ball hard. And this one is lined to right, and that's going to be a base hit for Ferruto into right field. So the Chinooks, with just 1 out here in the bottom of the first, get 1 on as Matthew Ferruto reaches. Now will be Will Bass. He has been a pesky hitter to try and retire. Definitely becoming one of the Chinooks to look out for when facing them. Comes in with a 400 average, but brings not only that, but a ton of speed. Very good at stealing bases. And this one's lined into short left and over the glove of Nishioka. That was actually hit the dirt in the infield, but the extreme back part of the infield, Nishioka was playing up a little bit, and because of that, he was not able to make the catch as it went just barely over his head. And now 2 on quickly for Chugiak, and that'll bring up Michael Staudinger.
Just an unfortunate turn of events there for this Miners team. A ball slapped so hard that it would jump over the top of Nishioka's head. Nishioka also a very good defender, so a tough play for him to make, and he just couldn't quite get to it.
Wolf and Wood in double play depth for the Miners, as that is foul tipped in the glove. Strike 1 to Staudinger. That was a curveball from Warren. 0-1. Has been coming out throwing strikes.
We'll see if they maybe put a double steal on. Bass at first base already has 3 stolen bases this year.
And Ferruto trying to play with Warren a bit. And he succeeded as Warren steps off. The fortunate thing for the Miners is not having Baronic on second base. When you have Baronic and Bass on base, that's like a lethal combination for anyone trying to stop a stolen base from occurring. Strike 2 at the knees.
Baronic already with 5 stolen bases here, and that's game 5 for them now. So a stolen base a game, and we're just starting the 5th game.
Yeah, he's been impressive for sure. And that is a testament to him being able to reach base, because you're not able to steal bases without reaching base, and that's what Boronic's been able to do in his first 4 games. Breaking ball just missed. Warren froze him. Staudinger might have been expecting the fastball. Either that or Warren's curveball was just solid enough to freeze the Chinook lefty. Count now 1-2. And now Warren's ready. Breaking ball got him to swing and miss. Strikeout number 2 for Warren, and that's out number 2 as Warren gets a big out there, and the inning will now be left up to the DH Holt Davis.
How about 4 strikeouts already in the first 6 frames here?
And the only 2 batters to not strike out. 2 of the outs recorded were hits. The other one was a ground out to end the inning, the end of the first for the Miners by Vizcaíno. But both pitchers coming out and throwing solid pitches, although Warren has given up 2 hits, but no runs so far. He looks to get out of this inning unscathed. As Holt Davis takes ball 1. Now Warren from the stretch. He's ready, and that one in the dirt. Nice stop there by Diorio. Catcher out of UCF. 2-0 count. Diorio getting his first start behind the plate since Wednesday night. And the Miners' 8-5 win over the Chinooks. 2-0 pitch from Warren. Swing and a miss. Right through the fastball. Couldn't tell which one it was, but it was an effective one as Davis swung right through it. 2-1. Warren paying less attention to Ferrudo as the inning goes on. Not a bad strategy with Ferrudo not really a threat to go. Takes strike 2 on the inside corner. 2-2. I think that was the cutter as it went in on the hands of Holt Davis, and he was not able to pull the trigger and swing at it. Warren a pitch away from getting out of this inning. Long look in from Warren. Ferrudo dancing around at second a little bit. The pitch is grounded to first, and it will be an easy play for Simmons to retire the side. So Warren gives up 2 hits, but the Chinooks strand both of them. We head to the second inning here at Loretta French Complex. Your scores is 0-0 between the Miners and the Chinooks. You are listening to Miners Baseball. Want to learn more about your Matsu Miners? Visit their website at www.matsuminers.org. It provides you with schedules, stats, rosters, upcoming events, and more. MatsuMiners.org, the official website of the Matsu Miners. On to the second we go. No runs in the first inning for either team. So you're listening to Miners Baseball right here on the Miners Radio Network. And so a couple hits, but Zach Warren does a great job of getting out of that inning unscathed, Kyle.
He absolutely did do that. He used that cut fastball in the hands to try to work the count full, and then he got a nice pitch to cut his hands inside and have him turn the ball inside on the grounder by Holt Davis right to the first baseman Zellner. So good way to pitch out of the jam after striking out the first batter and allowing 2 base hits.
And so Diorio, Nishioka are the first 2 batters up for the Miners, 4 and 5 in the order. Hunter Simmons is due up third. as Diorio takes a strike, 0-1. Mentioned Diorio, this is his first start since Wednesday behind the plate. And this one is lined to center and a base hit. Nice piece of hitting by Matt Diorio as that curveball hung up there in the middle of the strike zone from Menez, and he slaps it right back up the middle for a base hit and a solid start to the inning for the Miners.
That's his first hit of the year for Diorio. He has scored a run. He's walked twice earlier in the year that did score the run then, but we saw him hitting very, very well in batting practice today, hit a couple home runs consecutively.
And here comes the Miners' lethal weapon so far in this season. It's Tanner Nishioka taking a strike, 0-1. Batting .667 coming into this game. Yes, I said that right. .667. 3 for 3 yesterday. As he has been super impressive.
Scored 4 runs already to start the year.
So maybe not hitting the long ball, but when you're hitting the ball that well, it doesn't matter where you're hitting it. You're getting on base and you are really helping the team out, and that is what Nishioka has done so far, as that is a ball outside from Menez, 1-1.
That's a great guy to talk to as well. We saw him in the pregame profile today as well, and carries himself very well and a very good player.
Menez is 1-1 to him, and this one's fouled straight back. 1-2. If a foul ball or home run does damage to your car, visit the folks at the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. The official sponsor of your Matsu Miners broadcast is Napa Auto Parts. Menez takes a quick look towards first. He's ready with the 1-2. This one's lined foul and out of play, just over the fans. Over in right field, as that was another hanging breaking ball from Menez. Seems to be having a little bit of a command issue with that pitch early on. And this is literally the last hitter you want to hang a pitch to right now with how well he's hitting the ball.
He's been on a tear of recent.
1-2, lined out of play again and foul.
You know, that pitch locked in on that one as well, just got a tad too late.
With the weather being impressive and also the stakes being a little higher, conference game, a better turnout tonight for Chugiak. They had a pretty solid crowd on Tuesday night, but definitely more in the bleachers today. This one's grounded in between second and first, and guess what? It's another base hit for Tanner Nishioka, as that one's into right field. And the Miners start their second inning similar to how the Chinooks started the bottom of their first inning, with 2 hits, runners on first and second, nobody out, and now to the plate comes Hunter Simmons.
He just continues that tear he's been on for the year. Again, now he'll raise that .667 batting average. It'll bring it up a little bit higher now, and now again a chance to score another run. He's scored 4 already on the year, trying to get that 5th here.
Simmons hasn't taken an at-bat so far in this season, but did score a run. He came into pinch run. And that A5 come from behind win Wednesday. High from Menez is the first pitch to Simmons. 1-0. Menez taking a long look, and also taking his time is Hunter Simmons.
Simmons, the only minor from last year's roster to return this year.
That one high as well.
I tell you, we talk about these great guys out there, but I tell you, Hunter Simmons is one of the best there is. Just an outstanding guy to talk to, a great person, overall person, just an outstanding, genuine person to talk to.
And that is what's so cool about the characters of these Miners players. Hunter Simmons is fantastic, but all these guys that we've talked to, just amazing to listen to their stories. And
it's fun to talk to Hunter as well. Has some stories from last year. He'll tell you all up and down about this team from last year, and a good inside track you can get from Hunter Simmons.
Count now 3-0 as Menez missed again, and Andrew Mogg had to go and have a conversation with the Chinooks starter.
In danger of loading the bases here.
Especially after such a good first inning for Menez. In a bit of trouble, giving up 2 hits. One solidly hit to Diorio, and then the Ground ball through from Nishioka, and Simmons will take a strike that time, 3-1. And the always interesting thing to see in those 3-0 counts, and talking to the skipper, Ben Taylor, last night, whether he allows the hitter to swing or not on 3-0 counts, as Simmons takes a strike, a slider from Menez, 3-2. And last night, that really paid off. One of the 3-0 pitches, he gave a green light to Vance Vizcaíno. He had a big single. That big double, excuse me. Swing and a miss. Great strikeout for Menez after Simmons got way ahead in the count, but it was a good fastball. Solid swing by Simmons, but just a better pitch by Menez. And that is the first out of the inning, and a big one, as that could bring the double play into order.
Great battle there by Menez to work through that jam there. Talk from the catcher, and Maul got there to apparently did work to settle him down after getting behind the count, 3 balls and no strikes.
1 out, and Caleb Wood takes a strike. 0-1. Caleb Wood was up during a big insurance run came in last night, the wild pitch, while he was up from Travis Stone, and able to run to score, and gave the Miners the 4-2 lead last night, which was ultimately the final score. Fastball put it right down the middle, but Wood swung under it. Count now 0-2. Gotta like the swing from Wood, just missed it. If he would have had his bat on that, that would have been at least a gapper.
Wood with 1 RBI in the air, looking for another one, at least one here, possibly 2 if he can put it in the gap.
Just outside. Good pitch to try and get Caleb Wood to chase, but
a better eye by Caleb Wood to lay off. It's about letter high, just above letter high.
1-2, 1 out here in the top of the second. No score between the Miners and the Chinooks. 1-2 for Menez, and he gets Caleb Wood to strike out. That one's tipped into the glove. And Menez, after giving up 2 hits, has battled back strongly. Now there's 2 outs, and that'll bring up the designated hitter for tonight's game, Jed Fagg.
It's already 4 strikeouts here in an inning and 2/3 for Connor Menez. He has it working for him so far.
But this has been where the Miners have been making their money in these 2-out situations. As he takes the ball inside on the curveball from Menez, 1-0. Miners, of course, as we mentioned in the pregame, scored all 4 runs last night with 2 outs, and also had several situations in Tuesday and Wednesday's game where they scored runs with 2 outs. Takes a look towards second. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Fagg was a little out in front of that one. 1-1.
Jed Fagg looking for his first hit of the year. He does have an RBI, though, but this would be a great time for his first hit.
Modest lead for both runners. 1-1. Outside corner as he backdoored Fagg that time, 1-2. And Menez a pitch away from getting out of this one with no damage done. Doesn't like the first idea from Andrew Mogg, but he'll take the second one, and he's ready for the pitch. Fastball chopped right back up the middle. Menez is there. He'll flip on to first, and that will do it. So the Miners get 2 hits to lead off the inning, but strand them both. We head to the bottom of the second here in Chugiak with the Miners and the Chinooks scoreless. You are listening to Matsu Miners Baseball on the Miners Radio Network. Welcome back to Lee Jordan Field as we are ready for the bottom of the second inning. Warren back to the hill for the Miners. No score early on. There's the Chinooks, after getting 2 on in the bottom of the first, failed to score.
A good battle by Connor Menez in that frame. The Miners starting the inning with back-to-back base hits. Ran into a little bit of a jam, but got Hunter Simmons and Caleb Wood to strike out swinging before getting a ground ball back to him, and that's how things would end.
Both pitchers have been good in adversity so far. Zach Warren got Holt Davis to end the bottom of the first, This one flown to center on the first pitch, and calling for it and making the catch in center is Caruso, as Mogg is retired on 1 pitch. 1 up, 1 down for the Chinooks.
Good start for Zach Warren. He can't really do better than that. 1 pitch, 1 out. Good start to the inning for him. After last inning, getting a little bit of trouble as far as the pitch count goes, had a couple strikeout swing that he went deeper in the count with, and the base hits that he had.
First pitch is in the dirt to Morton, number 7 hitter, playing left field tonight, 1-0. He got the night off yesterday. The Miners win 4-2 at Herman Brothers Field. Taking a strike is Morton, 1-1. Plays at Xavier University in Cincinnati, Ohio. 1-1 pitch is grounded up the middle. Should be an easy play for Wolf. Fires on, and Simmons almost dropped it, but held on, and he is out. So 2 gone.
The ball did sneak out of his glove late, but they said he held on to it just long enough to get the out. But you said an easy play for Tyler Wolf. It was initially, and the ball jumped up at him last second. It was a nice adjustment by Wolf in the hole to make that play.
Who has been absolute money in the field so far. Miners got their shortstop that they knew they were getting in Tyler Wolf out of Kansas State. So the inning will be up to Caleb Potter, the right fielder. Comes in with 1 RBI and 2 walks on the year. Very low. Fastball from Warren hit the dirt, 1-1. Takes a long look in. Now ready. 1-1 pitch is in the dirt again. 2-1.
Trying to blow him away with the fastball is Warren.
Warren attended St. Augustine Prep High School in Richland, New Jersey. He's originally from Vineland, New Jersey. Was drafted by the Pirates in last year's draft. Wanted to go to school. Went to Tennessee. He's loving it there. 3-1. Loves to golf and fish, and he's in the right place to do that up here in Alaska. Might get to do that on some of the off days. As this one's grounded to second. Should be an easy play for Caleb Wood. Throws on to Simmons at first, and that is that. 1, 2, 3, go. The Chinooks in the bottom of the second. We head to the third, scoreless at Lee Jordan Field. You're listening to Mat-Su Miners Baseball. Looking for ways to get closer to the Valley's team? Now you can. Like the Mat-Su Miners page on Facebook. You can also follow them on Twitter at ABL Miners. The A, B, L, and M at the start of that are all capitalized. Get more connected with your Miners today. And so the Miners We'll start off with Chris Hall, followed by Alex Caruso and Tyler Wolf here in the third. 9-1 and 2 in the order. Facing Menez. Takes a strike. Does Chris Hall. 0-1. Hall comes in at .333 with 1 walk, 3 RBIs, and a stolen base. Chops one foul. 0-2 the count on Hall.
That triple big one the other night. That one was the one that gave them in that 5-run inning. It was the big triple that really put the Miners ahead for good.
0-2 in the dirt. 1-2. Of course, Hall plays baseball with the Miners starting pitcher, Zach Warren, at Tennessee. Menez ready. Here comes the 1-2. Hanging breaking ball. Fouled out of play. Is that foul ball sponsored by Napa Auto Parts? If a foul ball or home run does damage to your car, visit the folks at the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. 1-2. High. Ball 2. Count even at 2. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Miners. No runs, 2 hits, no errors for the Chinooks. That is the line scores. We're here in the third. And it hit him in the arm as Chris Hall tried to check his swing. Crowd not too happy with that as it brushed his shoulder. But Chris Hall will take his base. And the Miners have the leadoff base runner on once again for the second consecutive inning.
Not exactly the way you want to get a leadoff base runner if you're Chris Hall, but you'll certainly take it. Good start for the Miners in that respect.
Back to the top of the order with Alex Caruso. I'll toss over to check Hall, and he's back in standing. Strikeout swinging for Caruso back in the first. He's 0 for 1. He was another one of the guys that came in averaging over 600 for the season so far, along with Nishioka. Batting an even 600 with 3 RBIs, 2 walks. And tried to square to bunt, but instead Menez hit him in the back as Caruso couldn't dodge out of the way of that. And so, no foul play on either of these hit batsmen, but still maybe a little got to be concerned about the command for their starter Menez, as that was the curveball once again that got away from him, and he's left a couple of those hanging today so far.
That'll bring out Chris Beck, the pitching coach, also the GM for this team, to have a word with Connor Menez. And again, this inning starting just like last inning, back-to-back base runners for the Miners, but the Miners unable to cash in last inning. Let's see if they're able to do it this inning.
Summer is the perfect opportunity to work on your golf game. The Palmer Golf Course is located right in the heart of Palmer, just about 2 miles from Herman Brothers Field. Call 907-745-4653 for more information. That is the Palmer Golf Course. That'll bring up Tyler Wolf. 2 on, nobody out for the second consecutive inning for the Miners. Trying to cash in this time. As we mentioned earlier, Wolf with the 1 RBI on the season. Would love to get another one here. And this one's popped up straight back on a bunt attempt. Mogg not able to get to it, though, as it came our direction, right behind home plate. So it'll be an innocent foul ball, and the count 0-1.
Andrew Mogg would have loved to have that one. That would have helped cut some of the damage out, but the Miners still stay unscathed here in the inning. Still have 2 runners on, nobody out.
This is a big one for Menez. In the last inning, he was able to get the batter in this runners on first and second, no out situation, which brought into play a ground ball double play situation to end the inning as that one comes straight back at us. 0-2.
So we're thankful for the screen right here. We'd have been eating that one in our lap.
That's the second straight game we've had one come right at our face.
So we're thankful they put those screens in front of us.
Or maybe we just got to get better reaction times.
Or bring a glove to the park, maybe.
That's true, too. 0-2 from Menez. And this one's grounded towards third. Could be two. Cromwell throws. Pulled him off the bag. So it's going to be a fielder's choice as Caruso got into second. Wolf is out at first, but coming off the bag too early was Ferruto. So it's an interesting-looking fielder's choice, to say the least, and the Miners there. Now in very good situation, runners on second and third with only one out. And the double play option taken out of the equation.
A 6-4-3 fielder's choice, but the runner not out at second base. They're going for the double play, but the throw did pull him off the bag now. So a good break for the Miners. Now a base hit could possibly score 2 runs.
And they have the man that they want up, Vance Vizcaino. Missing low, as that one was a breaking ball that got away once again from Menez, but that one was out and away from Vizcaino. Got between the legs of Mogg, but he's able to corral it in enough time so that Chris Hall was not able to come home. Count 1-0 on Vizcaino. 2 RBIs last night, RBI double and an RBI single for him. The RBI single was an infield single, which he legged out. Breaking ball grounded to second. Ferruto will make the play and throw on to first, but the Miners get the first run of the game. They are on the board as Chris Hall comes in to score. Give an RBI, a ground out, and another RBI to Vizcaino. Definitely not the fashion he wanted to earn the RBI, but he'll take it. The Miners will take it, and they lead 1-0 here in the top of the third inning.
Not only did he move the runner over in that, but bring the runner in, he also moved the runner to third base, so still a chance for a bloop single to possibly score another run.
You have the hard-hitting Matt Diorio at the plate. Breaking ball low and away to him from Menez, 1-0.
Diorio with the first hit of the day for the Miners back in the last inning.
So that fielder's choice looms large as the Chinooks were not able to get 2 during the Wolf at bat. Breaking ball missed, not by much. 2-0, very close. Nice take by Diorio. The fielder's choice enabled them to not get a double play. That ground out would have ended the inning. Instead, Miners get a run. They will more than for sure take that one. 3-0 now as he missed low. See if Diorio's swinging here. No, he won't. And that was a good plan to not swing as he'll take ball 4 and a base. And now that brings up Tanner Nishioka.
Diorio on base for the second time in as many innings. Good start for him. Good situation for the Miners to be in. Runners on the corners with 2 outs, and Nishioka, their hottest hitter on this lineup right now.
He's now reached base 5 consecutive at-bats. 4 hits and 1 walk during that span, now spanning over a game. Diorio on first. Caruso on third. 2 gone here in the top of the third. Swing and a miss. He gave him the fastball up in the strike zone. Nishioka went hard for it, but missed. 0-1. Gotta love the swing, though. With how well he's been hitting the bat, why not swing hard at it? Menez focusing completely on the batter. No looks towards the bases. His 0-1 is tipped into the glove by Nishioka, and that's strike 2. He's come out throwing the heat at Tanner. Skipper Ben Taylor giving some words to Caruso at third. 0-2. Just missed outside. 1-2. Fans not happy, but that looked like a strategic miss by Menez. Try and get Nishioka to chase. 1-2. Check swing, and he got him. Tanner Nishioka strikes out. And so the Miners, though, do get 1. They strand 2. But heading to the bottom of the third, the Miners take a 1-0 lead on the RBI groundout by Vizcaino. You are listening to Miners Baseball on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. For up-to-date scores, schedules, rosters, and much more on the Alaska Baseball League, visit www.alaskabaseballleague.com, your home for everything ABL. The top of the third inning for the Miners was an unconventional one. No hits in that inning, but they do get a run home. That being the most important thing is 2 hit batsmen, a fielder's choice, and then the RBI ground out for Vizcaíno.
Again, we talked about in the pregame, making the pitcher throw the pitch you want. A couple of hit batters there, certainly one of the pitches you want then, but also a walk there and just taking a pitch where it goes. RBI ground out, and also the fielder's choice hustling that one out. That's how the Miners manufacture a run. And they have the lead now, 1-0.
9-1-2 due up for the Chinooks, as it'll be Cromwell, the batter. Missing outside is Zach Warren, 1-0. Patrick Cromwell, 6'2", 165-pounder out of Santa Ana College. The freshman there. Swings and misses strike 1, 1-1. He hit .216 this past season with 5 RBIs, 3 doubles, and 10 walks. This is the same school that has produced talent such as C.J. Wilson and Heath Bell. Swing and a miss. 1-2. So he's going to a school that has some promise. Cromwell building up his game. Just a freshman. He's got a lot of time to develop his skills. And already, just as a freshman in this league, is impressive. Swing and a miss. Cromwell strikes out on 4 pitches. Another strikeout for Zach Warren. And 1 up, 1 down for the Chinooks.
Third strikeout by Warren here as we enter the bottom half of the third inning. Menez has 5 strikeouts so far, but has allowed that run.
And I'll bring up Cameron Baronic. Strike at the knees. 0-1. Baronic in that first inning. Struck out swinging against Warren. Warren's ready with his own 1 swing and a miss. Off-speed pitch that time. Got him way out in front, 0-2. Baronic must have been looking for one of those plethora of fastballs in the arsenal of Warren. Miners southpaw working quickly. 0-2, breaking ball, got him. Beautiful pitch, hit the inside corner. Baronic swung at it, but did not have a chance as he swung way over top of it. Warren gets another K, and that's the second time Baronic has struck out in this contest.
Again, back-to-back strikeouts here. Zach Warren has it rolling for him. After those 2 singles he allowed in the first inning, he's been retired 5 in a row now to this point. Make that 6 in a row, excuse me.
Now the batter will be Matthew Ferruto. Shows bunt, pulls back, and takes ball 1. 1-0. Ferruto, 5'10", 190-pounder out of UAB. 1-0 from Warren is fouled off by Ferruto. 1-1 the count. Breeze starts to move a little more gently towards right center field. The air's been pretty still today. In fact, on the drive, a very scenic drive on the Glen Highway from Palmer to Chugiak, swing and a miss, breaking ball, 1-2. And it was amazing. We were told by our other broadcaster, Garrett Mansfield, who's one of the broadcasters for the Chinooks. He asked us if we saw Denali today, Mount McKinley, in the distance, and we did. And it was very spectacular to see. First time we've seen that. Breaking ball missed. 2-2.
Just missed, too. Had an incredible hook on that one. Frustrating for Zach Warren. He couldn't get that one over. But it's still a 2-ball and 2-strike count with 2 men out.
2-2 pitch. Fouled away as Ferruto stays alive. 2-2.
And the Moose count is up to 2 now, Kevin. Seen 2 of them, and both on this trip out here. We'd not seen a Moose ever, and in real life at least, until this trip to Alaska. That's 2 now. It's all our second moose today.
Very scenic but very dangerous stretch of highway in Alaska. In fact, almost 240 moose have been killed in the past year by cars on that highway. But very beautiful, and miners and your miners broadcasters right here getting the chance to see that. Beautiful views.
Please be careful out there on the roads, though, if you're out driving here in Alaska.
Missing low is Warren. Full count, 3-2. And he's ready. 3-2. Grounded 2 short. Should be an easy play for Wolf. He'll flip on to first, and he got Ferrudo by a step. Ferrudo was coming on hard, but he is retired. And so 1, 2, 3, go the Chinooks. We head to the fourth. Kyle Howard's going to take over play-by-play when we come back, as you are listening to Mat-Su Miners Baseball on the Miners Radio Network.
Welcome back to Lee Jordan Field. Welcome back to Lee Jordan Field as we're ready to go here in the top half of the fourth inning. It's 1-0 Miners. They manufactured that run via no hit last inning. They used a couple of hit batsmen, a walk and a ground out to manufacture that run. Also, that fielder's choice that kept the runner pulled off the bag at second base. First pitch fouled back to the screen by Hunter Simmons.
It was a good rip by Simmons, though. Just missed it. It was fastball hit the outside corner, but if he made contact, that ball was going a long way. Good cut at it. Just missed.
The 0-1 pitch upstairs for a ball. Back in the first inning, it was second inning like that. Hunter Simmons, the one who struck out swinging. One of the few batters that have done that to this point. 5 strikeouts for Menez, but his count had gone full, and Menez worked back on the count to get the strikeout. This one pops straight up in the air. Let's see if the catcher, Mogg, is able to get it to go out of play. So it'll be a 1-2 count again to Hunter Simmons. Simmons attending Utah University right now, out here to try to get better for next year. Again, pretty much the same for everyone here, just trying to work on their game and get better for their collegiate seasons, but also having a good time at it as he chops and swings at this one, and a swing and a miss, and strikeout number 6 for Menez. Really, that one bad inning for Menez that he hit those 2 batters and allowed that run. Other than that, he's really been in control of this game, Kevin.
That was a great curveball. It just went right over the outside corner, but I mean, he didn't even give up a hit in the inning in which he gave up a run. A little bit of bad luck from the Chinooks as Wood takes a strike, but not getting that 6-4-3 double play loomed a lot larger than the Chinooks would have liked there, as a run was able to come in on the Vizcaíno ground out.
As the 0-1 pitch is taken upstairs for a ball. Really, that was the play that really cost them that run. Had he gotten that out, there would have been no chance for the Miners to get a run. It would have just been a ground out at the end of the inning from Vizcaíno, as this one's chopped to the third baseman and fielded on time. That's the Cromwell. Actually, the ball is dropped at first base by Stoudinger. So on safely at first base is Caleb Wood. Oh, now we're having confusion at first base. Caleb Wood shouting some words out. I think they may come back and roll him out.
I wonder why here. I didn't see a tag, and the skipper, Ben Taylor, as you can see, going to come out and talk to the home plate umpire. Wood is called out. So that's just going to look like an exciting 5-3 in the box score. But was the bobble and the drop by Staudinger, unless he interfered with Staudinger trying to catch the ball. That could have been a possibility. That's the only thing that I can think of from my perspective.
We'll have to see what the rolling is. It appears he's going to be out, though.
Yeah, that's one of those things about baseball. They do have the challenge now in the major league game, but they can't overrule calls like this.
As Ben Taylor head down to the third base box again, so out is the call. Caleb Wood rolled out at first base, a 5-3 put out, as you said, a glamorized 5-3 put out. And now the 2-out batter will be Jed Fagg.
But nonetheless, a big out for Menez there. Avoids a 1-out base runner. And now if he could get Fagg to be retired, he can get out of this fourth inning unscathed.
First pitch, a fastball down low, so it'll be a 1-ball, no strike count to Jed Fagg. Here's a 1-0 pitch. Curveball misses just low. Tried to backdoor that curveball on him. Be a 2-ball, no strike count now. Jed Fagg, the right-handed hitter. He'll take back in. There's a 2-0 count. It takes it inside for a ball. Jed Fagg's father is a scout in the Texas Rangers organization. And he takes this one inside for a ball again, and Jed Fagg will get a 4-pitch walk with 2 outs here. So a 2-out base runner now for the Miners will bring up Chris Hall, the 9th hitter in the order.
The thing about that walk was that none of those pitches were really that far out of the strike zone. In fact, I really thought when you look at it, it wasn't that bad of an at-bat for Menez from a pitching standpoint. Missed just below the knees on all 4 of those pitches over the strike zone, but just missed. A great job by Jed Fagg to lay off all those pitches and take a walk.
First pitch to Chris Hall in there for a called strike. And again, he was the one that started everything last inning. He was hit by a pitch to start the inning and would come around to score later. That was the inning that really bit Menez. Menez has been in control of this game. Aside from that, as he bunts this one and bunts it foul toward the Chinook bench over there. So it'll be 0-2 on him quickly.
That ball came way up and in on the hand of Chris Hall, but I like the strategy. A little bit of surprise. Cromwell was playing back there. And Hall, if he could have gotten that one down that third base line, would have had a base hit. So.
0-2 pitch with 2 men out. Runner standing at first base. That's Jed Fagg. He's got a short lead at first. Here's a pitch. Ball taken outside low for a ball. It'll be a 1-ball and 2 strikes now. Short lead for Fagg at first. Miners on top, 1-0 here in the top half of the 4th inning.
Big hole between first and second right now, Kyle. That's the infielders shading up the middle.
Here's a pitch. Slider misses just outside, and it was a beauty.
In fact, Ferrudo, just from my perspective, is almost seemingly playing a little closer to second than you would think is necessary in a situation facing a left-handed batter. But
he's got quite a bit of room over that side. It takes another pitch outside for a ball. But, yes, as you said, for a left-handed hitter, very uncharacteristic to play that closer to the bag. He's got a hole between first and second, especially holding the runner on at first base. A big hole between first and second.
But you never know. Maybe something in the scouting report made them want to put Ferrudo in that spot.
But he grounds it right to that spot. But a nice play over by the second baseman, Matthew Ferrudo. He gets it in time to Staudinger to end the inning. So I guess he was able to beat that shift there as Matthew Ferrudo makes the play, moves a couple steps to his left, and gets the out. So one runner left on base, and no runs come across the score as we head to the bottom half of the 4th inning. It's 1-0 Miners. You're listening to the Mat-Su Miners Radio Network. The Miners spend their mornings lifting, running, and staying in shape by visiting the Alaska Club. Visit them in Anchorage, Eagle River, Fairbanks, Juneau, and the Matsu Valley. Visit www.thealaskaclub.com. And welcome back out to Lee Jordan Field at Loretta French Park, make that. And we're back and ready for baseball between the Miners and the Chinooks. The Miners with a 1-0 lead here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. But cruising is Zach Warren. He's retired 7 in a row ever since those base hits back in the first inning. Here's the first pitch. Down low and away for a ball. Batter now is make that Will Bass. Bass singled his first time up.
Had that weak pop-up that just ended up over the glove of Nishioka, who's playing in, maybe trying to account for the bunt. He's doing the same thing again.
This one chopped out. Bass a dangerous base path threat, so they certainly like to keep him off the base pass.
Will Bass is one of those players that is the definition of he doesn't have to hit the ball to be really hard, to be a really dangerous threat because of his placement and where he makes fielders play, respecting the bunt all the time. He's able to get hits like that over the glove of Nishioka.
As the cut fastball misses the outside edge for a ball to be a 2-ball and 1-strike count now. But that speed is very threatening for this Miners defense. This one pops straight up in the air. We'll see who'll take charge. It'll be the second baseman, Wood, calling it off. He'll make the catch on the infield grass for out number 1.
Great awareness there by the Miners. Zach Warren, you saw instantly from the mound, just took off, got out of the way, let Caleb Wood and Hunter Simmons figure out which one was going to make the catch, and Wood had the best beat on it, made the easy catch, 1 up, 1 down here in the bottom of the fourth.
So with 1 man out, the batter is Michael Staudinger. First pitch taken upstairs for a ball in the four-seam fastball. Staudinger struck out swinging his first time up. That was the second strikeout of the day for Warren at the time. Here's the wind, the 1-0 pitch. Fastball right at the outside edge at the knees for a called strike.
This is one of those players that I'm going to be watching out for, Kyle. Not necessarily when we're playing them all the time, but just watching his numbers because I believe he has a lot of power and can be a real threat in driving in runs. I want to see if he could do that not only against the Miners but against other teams as well.
And he does have immense pop as he fouls this one off to near the Miner bench. Pitching coach Matt Greeley coming out of the bench to get that ball.
I mean, he's come in at just 273 with the 1 RBI, but I really think this is a guy whose numbers could take off in due time.
And here's a looping curveball that misses just high. So even the count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 man out here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. It's 1-0 Matsu Miners. Kyle Howard and Kevin Peel here with you. Here's the pitch. It's chopped right back to Warren. Warren will have an easy play on this. He'll turn and fire to first and still took his time there. Made the play a little bit closer than it appeared it was going to be. But the throw in time at first base and Staudinger is retired.
You got to love the patience from Zach Warren there. Some pitchers freak out in that situation. Seeing how hard Staudinger was running down the line. I mean, it was a close play. It was one that some pitchers would maybe hurry up and try and toss it over there and make an error. But instead, Zach Warren was very calm the entire time, made the right throw over there, and got Staudinger for out number 2.
First pitch swung on and missed by Holt Davis, but he's been on that play as cool and collective as he's been on the hill today. He's been very calm all game long to this point, and he made that throw with ease as this one attempted to be bunted out by Holt Davis, but he pulls back and he takes a ball. Yeah, often, as you said, though, pitcher will hurry that throw and throw it right down the line. You certainly don't want that. An easy play, you want to take your time and make that throw, plant your foot. And again, if you throw the ball down the line, you're going to have more than 1 base. Fastball with the knees for a called strike. 1 ball and 2 strike count now with 2 men out. Zach Warren a pitch away from getting out of this inning again. To this point, retired 9 batters in a row.
Make that 10, actually, with Staudinger. He has been as cool and collected as you described, the last hit being that Will Bass single back in the first.
This one fouled down the right field, not a play. If a foul ball or home run does damage to your car, visit the folks at the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. Holt Davis awaits the 1-2 pitch now from Zach Warren. And he delivers the plate. This one in the dirt for a ball. So we'll even count 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Davis.
I like the pitch from Warren, though. He's got this arsenal of fastballs. Then when you come with a curveball in the dirt, a lot of hitters are maybe going to think about swinging at that pitch because most of the time you're throwing a faster pitch. But in this case, tries the curveball. Great job by Holt Davis to check his swing, though.
2-2 pitch is hit well to deep right, but backing up on it and making the catch is the right fielder Chris Hall to end the inning. So no hits and none left, and we'll head to the top of the 5th inning. It's 1-0 Miners. Listen to Mat-Su Miners Baseball on the Mat-Su Miners Radio Network. We're back at Lee Jordan Field at Loretta French Park here in Chugiak, Alaska. The Miners have a 1-0 lead. But how impressive has Zach Warren been this game? He allowed 2 singles back in the first inning, but has been flawless ever since then. Ever since that first hit, he has not allowed a base runner. How about that? Zach Warren just mowing him down today. But as has been Connor Menez on the other end. Menez allowing 2 base hits and also allowed that run back in the 3rd inning. That was without a hit that inning, though. It was 2 hit batsmen, a fielder's choice, which could have very easily been a double play, but the throw took him off the bag. That would end up scoring a run, an RBI ground up from Vance Vizcaino. He would then allow a walk, but ever since then has retired every batter he's faced.
Coming to the plate for the Miners, number 4, the center fielder, Alex Caruso.
So Alex Caruso will lead things off for the Miners, though. Trying to play out on the Miners here in the top half of the 5th inning. They lead it 1-0 at the moment. Thanks for joining us here tonight. We're in Chugiak, Alaska. This pitch taken upstairs for a ball. I'm Kyle Howard tonight, here with you, Kevin Peel. Coming set here is the pitch from Menez. Swing and a miss by Caruso. So an even count of 1 ball and 1 strike now.
Caruso reached once on a hit by pitch back in the 3rd and also struck out once in this game.
The 1-1 count to Caruso. Here's the pitch. Curveball just falls in there for a strike. So it'll be a 1-2 count now to Caruso.
We talked about Zach Warren pitching very well. Got to give some credit to Connor Menez, too. And really the first run and the only run he's given up, not really his fault. On the 6-4-3 double play that did not happen, and the RBI ground out for Vance Vizcaino.
Pitch down low and away for a ball to the Liverpool, New York native.
And in that 3rd inning when the Miners scored, didn't get a single hit, but that shows you the types of ways that this Miners team can score runs in all sorts of ways.
Here's the pitch. Is grounded up the middle. A tough play for the shortstop, Bass. He fires in time, gets the out by just a half step to Staudinger. An impressive play by Will Bass, who's played some second base in this series, but moved over to shortstop tonight. A nice play by Bass to retire the batter.
The plate for the Miners, number 7, the shortstop, Tyler Wolf.
Tyler Wolf will be the 1-out hitter now. Wolf struck out swing his first time up and was the batter who had the ball hit to the shortstop and the throw pulled off the back, the second baseman off the back, excuse me. The throw in time would nail him at first base, but the runner stayed on second base, which is very important in the inning to get that run home. First pitch taken upstairs for a ball. The 1-0 count here now. Pop straight up in the air. We'll see who will take charge on it. It'll go out of play as Staudinger running after it but can't get to it. So a 1 ball, 1 strike count. Connor Menez wheeling and dealing is a 1-1 count now. Here he comes. Ground to the third baseman. Cromwell with it. Fires in time for the out. Nice play there by Cromwell at third base. He picks it there and gets it there in time by a couple of steps. And Tyler Wolf is canceled out of the lineup here with an out. So the 2-out batter now will be Vance Vizcaino. He had the only RBI of this game so far. That was an RBI ground out back in the 3rd inning. Vizcaino, the lefty, facing the southpaw. Takes the first pitch fastball for a called strike on the outside edge.
Doesn't this game remind you a little bit of yesterday's game? We were scoreless all the way until the 5th, and Miners grinded out those 2 hard-earned runs in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Vizcaino double and then the Zellner single.
Vizcaino slapped this one foul as well. But it's been a pretty low-scoring affair for most of these games so far. But a couple nights ago, the Miners were able to break out and get 8 runs. But for the most part, low-scoring pitching affairs we've had. Here's a pitch. This one hit way out of play for a foul ball down the left field line. So again, we'll go no balls and 2 strikes to Vance Vizcaino. On deck, the catcher, Matt DiOrio. DiOrio's already reached base twice today. Southpaw Menez comes set. He lifts his leg and fires. This one chopped to the shortstop Bass. It'll be a tough play for him. He'll charge, throw, and he beat it. The throw to the bag there to Vizcaino using those wheels again. Nice play by Vizcaino to hustle that one out. A tough play for Bass. He had to charge in to get it, and he had to field it near the infield grass and fire to first base. A score that an infield hit for Vance Vizcaino, his first of the day.
And talking to the manager, Ben Taylor, last night, he was talking very highly of that speed from Vizcaino, saying that's one of the reasons why he's drafted a couple times. His hustle and the ability to have the pop of his bat alongside of the ability to get down the line quick and running. And now we've seen 2 consecutive nights that he has been able to leg out a play that many fielders are going to make, and Bass made that play, and he made a great play, made a great throw, but still not quick enough because of how much speed Vizcaino has. So the skipper knows what he was getting in terms of Vance Vizcaino, what he could bring to this team, and he continues to show that with his hustle.
We have a bit of a stoppage in play right now as we're trying to figure out what exactly is happening. The batter and pitcher are still the same, so we're not exactly sure what's going on from here. Talking to Ben Taylor, though, right now over by the third base bag, trying to sort everything out. Right now, I want to thank you for tuning into our broadcast here in Chugiak, Alaska. You listen to Matsu Miners Baseball tonight. The Matsu Miners lead at 1-0 here in the top half of the 5th inning. They have a runner on first base. That's Vance Vizcaino. Trying to cash him in to extend that lead. Also want to take a second to thank a couple sponsors for us: Alaska Club, Napa Auto Parts, Palmer Golf Course, and Palmer Bar for sponsoring our broadcast this evening. We very much appreciate everything that you do for our broadcast and allowing us to get on the airways every night. We're back and ready to play some baseball now, though. Unsure exactly what the issue was, but we're back and ready for action here. DiOrio, the catcher, will dig back in. DiOrio again reached base 2 consecutive innings. He would get his first base hit of the year, his first time up, and would walk in the 3rd inning. The left-handed hitting DiOrio will face the lefty Menez. Menez comes set, looks the runner back at first. He's going to fire over there, and just diving back safely is Vizcaino. It was a bang-bang play, and he just got his hand around the tag. But the throw beat him to the bag.
I wouldn't say Vizcaino was trying to steal there. It seemed like he was just trying to get a better jump off of first base. He made a hop towards second. Great move by Menez, though. He had Vizcaíno fooled, but he was able to get back in time.
This one popped foul out of play, but again, yeah, the throw did beat him to the bag, and it caught him sleeping over there, but just able to get that hand back in to get Vizcaíno back to the bag. Smart move by Menez to try that. Menez looks back the runner at first, and they'll come home. Change up low the knees for a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike now. At Diorio trying to get a second hit of the season, a second hit today as well. He's perfect getting on base today so far. Throw back over not in time as Vizcaíno's back safely. On deck, Tanner Nishioka. He's been the hottest hitter in this lineup.
Finally retired for the first time in 5 at-bats with that strikeout the last time he was up, but still hitting the ball well.
Menez paying close attention to Vizcaíno, and that one almost got away from Stoudinger at first base. There is activity in the Chinooks bullpen. None for the Miners, though, as Zach Warren has been cruising. A little bit of a blimp here on the radar for Menez as the runner goes. Vizcaíno on his way to second. The pitch taken low for a ball, and in safely under the tag is Vizcaíno. He's got a stolen base.
Great jump there for Vizcaíno. He pretty much knew he was going to make it right away. That was a pretty decent throw by Andrew Mogg, but just a little offline. And Vizcaíno with the great jump, able to reach second. Now he's in scoring position. A single from Diorio could easily score Vizcaíno.
2-1 pitch coming now. Looking back, the runner at second. Here it comes. Pitch way outside for a ball to go 3 balls and 1 strike. Got to love the aggression, though, of manager Ben Taylor to still send Vizcaíno to steal second base after the continuous pickoff moves over to first base. He wasn't scared of that and decided to send Vizcaíno on to second base for a stolen base attempt. 3-1 pitch. This one hit well to center field. Will it fall? It will fall, and on around third base will be Vizcaíno. There will be no throw to the plate, and the Miners have a 2-0 lead. A great piece of 2-out hitting here from Diorio. He took a 3-1 fastball and just blooped into center field out of the reach of Baronic. The Miners are able to tack on another run here on the base hit. They lead it 2-0 here in the top half of the 5th inning.
First 2 hits of the season for Diorio. Both were great pieces of hitting. Taking the breaking ball, the curve ball, going back up the middle the first time, back in the first inning against Menez. And this time, it was a great pitch by Menez, but he just reached down below his feet and below his knees and able to get that one.
A pop-up hit down the right field line that will find room. You had the first baseman Stoudinger going after it, Potter, the right fielder, going after it, and also the second baseman and Matthew Ferruccio going after it, but the ball just falls out of the reach of Potter's glove and a base hit. We'll see how they score that. I assume they're going to give it a base hit, though. I don't believe it touched anybody's glove. So that will move the runner over to third base and a base hit for Tanner Nishioka. A very interesting play, though. Something you don't see every day. The ball just hitting a space that 3 players just couldn't seem to get to.
When things are going good, Kyle, things are going good. And that's just one of those plays where Nishioka, when you've been hitting the ball and you've had so many good plate appearances in a row, you're going to get hits like that because of how well you're executing at the plate and getting the pitch you want. That time he just put the ball in play, and sometimes that's being as basic as you can get. Sometimes that's just all you have to do. And Nishioka that time, he struck out his previous at-bat, but that time able to put it in play. Look, it drops in for another base hit for him. Second hit of the game.
1-0 count now to the 2-out hitting Hunter Simmons. This pitch just at the knees for a called strike on the fastball. Evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Runners on the corners, 2 men out. Miners have already got a run in this inning.
Simmons would love to make up for those 2 strikeouts that he's had in his first 2 at-bats and drive home a run here.
Simmons, the right-handed hitter, facing the lefty in Menez. Here's the pitch. This pitch low of the knees again for a ball. It'll be a 2 ball and 1 strike count. On deck is Caleb Wood. Simmons today has struck out swinging twice, but certainly like to correct that now with a base hit to drive home a run. Simmons has scored a run this year, has yet to get a hit this year, but has scored a run for this Miners team. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Fastball at the letters for a called strike.
I think Simmons was maybe looking for something off speed there, taking all the way, but still has another pitch here to try and get some contact on it.
Menez coming now with a 2-2 pitch, a big pitch in this game, potentially. A 2-0 lead for the Miners already. Here's a 2-2 pitch. This one grounded the second base back. And firing in time is the second baseman Ferruto, and that's how the Miners will end the inning. But the Miners are able to execute a run on a couple blue pits that will manufacture that run. We'll head down to the bottom of the fifth inning. It's 2-0 Miners right here in your Matsu Miners Radio Network. We're back with Miners baseball here from Lee Jordan Field. Just named that tonight in honor of the volunteer firefighter here in the Chugiak community. 2-0 the lead for the Miners right now, though, as Zach Warren has mowed them down very easily so far tonight. 11 in a row retired by him since those 2 base hits he allowed in the first inning. First pitch in there for a called strike. First batter of the inning will be the catcher, Andrew Mogg. Mogg flew out to center field his first time up back in the second inning. Zach Warren wheels and deals. He sends a fastball on the outside edge for a swing and a miss, make that. So an 0-2 count now to Mogg. Outfield and infield straight away, and a beautiful night for baseball here. 2-0 Miners lead it here in the fifth. And he got him looking. What a pitch there by Warren. Paints the outside edge at the knees. Another strikeout for Zach Warren. That is 12 in a row he's set down, Kevin.
How about 5 strikeouts? That one in the looking fashion. Is don't think he was expecting a fastball there, or maybe it wasn't the fastball he was expecting, but in any case, a great pitch on the outside corner, and Zach Warren just continues to roll.
First pitch grounded by Morton to the second baseman, Wood. Wood fires in time for the out.
And to help your cause, when you get outs like that, just makes you feel even better if you're on the hill. Zach Warren is pitching an absolute clinic of a game so far.
That he has. He's hitting his locations all night long, and there gets that ground out in one pitch. Fastball upstairs for a ball, and Caleb Potter's ahead in the count, 1 ball and no strike. Potter a 4-3 ground out. Back in the second inning. Pitch low to the knees for a ball. It'll be 2 balls and no strikes to Potter. Caleb Potter, a 6'3", 210-pound righty from West Virginia University. Here's a cut fastball in on the outside edge for a call strike. Puts a 2 ball and 1 strike count. 226 with 4 doubles and 4 home runs last year for the Mountaineers. Fastball outside for a ball. It'll be 3 balls and 1 strike to Potter now. Zach Warren again in his groove right now. Has retired 13 batters in a row. Here's a pitch. This one hit well down the right field line, but it's going out of play. If a foul ball or home run does damage to your car, visit the folks at the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. Zach Warren back on the hill and ready with the payoff pitch. Here it comes. This one taken upstairs and away for a ball, and on to first goes Potter. That's the first base runner that he's issued since the first inning, Kevin. Outstanding to this point.
And that was an unfortunate one for Warren. Got to give Caleb Potter credit, though, for a great at bat. Was able to work the count. Zach Warren's been great in retiring hitters pretty early in the count, except for during his strikeouts. But in those circumstances, he's gotten ahead in the count. That time, Potter really battled hard and got Warren to miss with his fastball. And so for the first time in 14 batters, a person reaches for the Chinooks.
Fastball low the knees for a ball. Patrick Cromwell, the hitter now. He struck out swinging his only time up today. That was back in the third inning. Lefty on lefty matchup here in the bottom half of the fifth inning. 2-0. The Miners are on top. This one flared down the left field line, but it's going out of play. So evens the count of 1 ball and 1 strike to Cromwell. Patrick Cromwell calls home Santa Ana College. Hit .216 last year with 5 RBIs there, and 3 doubles in the process. The lefty on lefty matchup again, the 1-1 count. This one flared into left field, and this one's going to be in the tracks of Vizcaino as he comes in about 5 steps to make the catch. So a base runner stranded after the first base runner since the first inning issued by Zach Warren, but no damage left. The Miners hang on to that 2-0 lead as we head to the top of the 6th inning. The Miners will come back to bat. Listen to Matsu Miners Baseball on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Welcome back to Matsu Miners Baseball in Chugiak, Alaska. The Miners have a 2-0 lead, but we have a new pitcher on the hill. The day is done for Menez. What an outstanding effort he had today, working 5 innings and just allowing those 2 runs. And just a handful of hits offered by him today, but certainly a great game for him. But now the new pitcher is going to be Carkinney. Jason Carkinney. We saw him the other night. He's a righty from the Masters College also, again, with that team, with Chris Beck, the general manager's college he attended. First pitch in there for a called strike. Caleb Wood, the batter now.
Yeah, Menez pitched 5 innings, gave up 5 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned. But the unfortunate thing for him is he really pitched in the shadow of Zach Warren, who has been absolutely dynamite tonight. But Menez really did not do much worse, Kyle.
Yeah, he did not. As this pitch offered at for a called strike, it'll be a no ball, 2 strike count. Here it comes. Popped out of play. So an 0-2 count coming again. Carkinney is officially pitched on 1 game. That was just a few nights ago. He gets the same Miners team. He's worked 1 inning, is not allowed to run. Excuse me, he's run 2 runs, excuse me. That was the big 2-run inning here in Chugiak.
With how much the Chinooks have been struggling at the plate, and in large part due to how effective the Miners' pitching has been, they don't want to fall farther behind, so they took Menez out before he gave up more.
Fastball on the outside edge has Wood sit down looking. One batter, one strikeout for Carkenny out of the bullpen.
Caleb Wood that time frozen on a beautiful pitch. Just touched the outside corner. Didn't really have a chance to hit that one, even if he offered at it. Great pitch.
Carkenny comes set now, and he's ready to pitch to Jed Fagg to start the at-bat. Fastball with the knees for just a little ball. They say it's just a little the knees. So Carkenny comes set now, a 1-0 pitch now. Here it comes. Swing and a miss, and Jed Fagg is even to count 2 balls and 1 strike. One count here coming. 1 man out here in the top half of the 6th inning. Here it comes. Curveball hits the outside edge against Jed Fagg. A 1-2 count coming to him now. Miners up 2-0. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Carkenny comes set and delivers the 1-2 pitch. Fagg laid off that one. It was a little bit high. He tried to lunge at that one, but decided to pull back. So it'll be even at 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Jed Fagg. This one lined right at the shortstop Bass. He crouches down to make the catch. So Jed Fagg retired an absolute rocket hit right at him. And that'll bring up Chris Hall, the right fielder.
It's just the way the game goes sometimes. A solidly hit ball, but if it's right at fielder, it's going to be an easy play. But if that ball's hit right back up the middle, that's for sure a single. So good piece of hitting by Fagg. Just didn't end up in the right spot, and an easy play for Bass. Now 2 gone.
First pitch down low for a ball. Your Alaska Baseball League scoreboard. The Bucks win 1-0 over the Pilots today. They're playing another one today against the Pilots. The Pilots lead that one 3-0 in the top of the 3rd. Again, this one 2-0. The Miners are on top. And elsewhere, the Oilers up 4-0 over the Gold Panthers.
If the Oilers win, that'll be their 2nd win of the season and would take the Gold Panthers, the defending league champions, to 0-2.
2-0 count now coming to Chris Hall. Carkenny delivers. This one hit well to deep right field. Going back on, it's going to fall, though, right in front of him. Caleb Potter picks it up in short right field. Ball hits smoke off the bat, but just died out in the outfield. Looked like it was going to be a hit for more off the bat. But a nice base hit here with 2 outs for Chris Hall now.
Well, fortunately, it did fall in because that would have kept carrying. It would have been an easy play for Caleb Potter, but Chris Hall reaches again. 2nd time he's reached today. He came around to score in the 3rd inning when he reached base, so he's going to try and do the same thing here. That magic number, it seems, for the Miners, 2 outs. They've been so good at driving home runs, they're going to try and do that again here.
2-out batter will be Caruso. There'll be a stolen base attempt, the throw down not in time. So aggressive base running again by the Miners. Chris Hall picks up a stolen base. For him, that's his 2nd stolen base of the year.
2nd stolen base of the game now. Vizcaino had one back in the 5th for the Miners, and now in the following inning, the 6th, Chris Hall gets one as well.
See if Caruso can make that stolen base count. So he takes the changeup outside for a ball. Be 1 ball and 1 strike now. 1-1 count, 2 men out here in the top half of the 6th inning. The Miners lead it 2-0. Look back at the runner at 2nd. Now the delivery. Hanging curveball just high, and Carkenny thought he had that one over.
That was a dandy of a curveball. Dropped in just a little inside, just a little high, but beautiful idea for the pitch for Carkenny, and it was a beautiful pitch, but just missed.
This one fouled down the left field line. It'll be a 2-2 count now coming to Caruso.
I think he felt he might have missed one there. He shook his head after fouling that one off. Still has a chance here. Put one in play. Drive home a run.
Runner standing on 2nd base. That's Chris Hall. At the plate, Caruso. Carkenny staring down the runner at 2nd. Now he comes home. This one lined into center field. Will it hang up? It will. It'll fall down. And the throw to the plate. It'll be close at the plate. And they said he slid it in. He slid in. Did Chris Hall. Another run for the Miners. A bang-bang play. Baronic fired into the catcher Bog. And just slipping under the tag is Chris Hall for the third run of the game. So credit an RBI single, and advancing to second base goes Caruso. A big two-out hit again for the Miners. We talked about that earlier on. That two-out hitting has been very clutch for this Miners team today, and they do it again here.
And created via the small ball. Once again, a stolen base, and then a simple single to center field. That was an absolute laser of a throw by Baronic. It was a perfect throw. Got to give Chris Hall a lot of credit for hustling there, because in many instances, that's an easy put out. But because of the speed that Chris Hall has, able to beat it out. It was a close play, but the Miners end up winning out that call. They get their 7th hit of the game, and now their 3rd run here in the 6th inning.
Tyler Wolf, the next two-out batter, takes a curveball outside for a ball to start the at-bat. Wolf officially 0 for 3 in the day, looking for his first hit. Takes this one low to the knees again for a ball. It'll be 2 balls and no strikes.
Caruso gets his 4th RBI of the year there, Kyle.
It's been nothing short of outstanding to start this year, and very clutch at that. Bases clearing double just the other day. This one taking on the inside edge for a called strike.
Now he's reached twice today, the hit by pitch and the RBI single, which he was able to advance to second on the throw.
Carkenny comes set, looks back, Caruso second. He fakes over there, but nobody. Caruso goes back to second, but nobody there to cover it. So 2-1 count now coming. Tyler Wolf, the right-handed hitter from Maple Plain, Minnesota. Here's the righty-on-righty matchup. It's a curveball that hits the inside corner. A nasty pitch moved over the zone. A backdoor curveball there. So it'll be a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Tyler Wolf looking for something to drive here. No activity in either bullpen, so this is Carkenny's to lose. This one popped in the air. We'll see if Bass was able to make the catch in short center field. He does. But the Miners are able to manufacture a run, a bloop single to center field on a 2-out base hit by Alex Caruso. And we'll head to the bottom of the 6th inning. The Miners still lead it, but they increase their lead. It's 3-0. Listen to Matsu Miners Baseball on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. Zach Warren returns to the hill. He has been very, very, very good today. He's allowed only 1 base runner since the 1st inning when he allowed 2 base hits. Allowed a base runner with a walk last inning in the 5th inning, but here we are in the 6th inning, just allowed 3 base runners to this point. And he'll do work here to Cameron Baronic, and he's owned Baronic's number to this point today. He struck him out swinging twice. Zach Warren delivers the first pitch. Cut fastball outside for a ball. Outfield and infield straight away for the center fielder Baronic. Warren delivers to Baronic. Fastball down low for a ball. It'll be 2 balls and no strikes now to Baronic. Beautiful night for baseball here in Chugiak. The Miners have a 3-0 lead here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. The pitch is flied into left center field. We'll see if the center fielder Caruso can get to it. He makes a catch running toward the wall. What a catch by Caruso. He had to race back to about 20 steps to make that catch. But he makes a catch in the left center field gap to retire the center fielder, Baronic. And to start the inning, another quick out for Zach Warren.
And that was the hardest hit ball of the day, deep left center field. But the only thing that prevented Baronic from at least a double, probably a triple on that play, was the great speed of Alex Caruso, who hustled and after the big RBI single, stops a extra base hit there.
This one bunted at, but foul. Again, if things are going rough, sometimes you try to bunch your way on just to maybe get some good vibes going for you. That's exactly what Ferrudo is doing right there. He singled back in the first inning. He is one of the 2 hits that this Chugiak team has all day long. Warren, the left-handed pitcher, comes home. Swing and a miss. And Ferrudo's behind the count. No balls and 2 strikes.
And when you're struggling, it's hard to face a pitcher who is completely on his game, the way that Zach Warren has been dialed in so far through 6 1/3.
Zach Warren winds and delivers. Fastball low of the knees for a ball. 1 ball and 2 strikes coming. Zach Warren trying to get another strikeout. Again, only allowed 1 base runner since just the 4th batter of the game. Been wheeling and dealing all day long and mowing them down with ease. Zach Warren, the left-hander, winds and fires. This one's in the knee is in the dirt, for a ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
No activity in the Miners bullpen just yet, but they might also be waiting for a base runner. If that was to happen, then maybe the BT would start to think about it.
This one popped in the air, but going foul, not a play. So there'll be a 2-ball, 2-strike count repeating. 1 man out here in the bottom half of the 6th inning. Zach Warren's been in control seemingly since the first inning. Really ran into a bump then, but other than that, it's really been in control the entire game. Zach Warren fires. This one grounded to the third baseman. And Nishioka can't field it cleanly and would throw this one away down as well. It'll get past the first baseman, Simmons, and go all the way to the wall. That'll be a 2-base error. Nishioka could not field it cleanly at third base and then fired it down the line on to second base. Goes Ferruto.
Tough play for Nishioka there, and he's not happy about it over there to third base, but it was a ball that was hit kind of softly. Ferruto was running hard down that third base line. He bobbled it and knew that he was going to have to make a quick throw, not able to do it. And so 1 out here in the 7th, or in the 6th, excuse me, and they're going to come out, have a mound conference. Pitching coach Matt Greeley, and you don't see this very often, coming out and talking with a pitcher when he's only allowed 2 base runners since the first inning. But you also, at this point in the game, want to watch the pitch count. It's early in the season. You don't want to burn out any of these pitchers, no matter how good they're pitching right now. You have a good bullpen, and Trent Thompson's starting to long toss out there. Not a bad decision to at least go talk to him, kind of settle him down, and also get that bullpen ready just in case Zach Warren does start to have some trouble.
Yeah, this Trent Thompson warming up indeed in the Matsu Miners bullpen. But Zach Warren still with a chance to work out of this. He has a runner on second base, really the biggest threat he's had since the first inning. Really the only threat he's had since the first inning at that. So the error made by third baseman Nishioka, but he's trying to work out of this here. He'll face Will Bass now. Warren comes set against the lefty Bass. Looks back, the runner at second. Now Warren delivers home. Swing and a miss by Bass, and ahead in the count now is Warren and want no balls and 1 strike. Bass today is singled back in the first inning, that 1 of 2 hits again. And has also popped out to the second baseman Wood earlier back in make that the 5th inning. Warren comes set. And he delivers home. Curveball misses just outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to count.
Nishioka playing just about straight away in the base path, not going in as much as he has been.
This one popped out of play now again, so it'll be a 1 ball, 2 strike count.
But in reality, with the Chinooks down 3, this really is a swinging situation and needs to be for Will Bass. He's now down in the count 1-2.
Well, Bass does have a little bit of pop. He had 5 home runs at Wayland Baptist this past year. Also hit close to 340 there. Here's a pitch. Fouled back to the screen. So you know about his speed. He has immense speed on the base pass, but also has quite a bit of pop in the bat as well. Zach Warren has a 1-2 count, though, trying to get another strikeout.
Not a big guy, but has an impressive swing, Kyle.
Warren looks back the runner, and he delivers. Swing and a miss. He got Bass swinging. So Zach Warren wins that battle. A big battle in this game, but still has to get one more batter out to avoid possibly that runner scoring on second base. Michael Staudinger will be the batter now. Staudinger has struck out swinging and grounded back to the pitcher. First baseman for this Chinooks team steps in. It's a lefty-on-lefty matchup here in the bottom of the 6th inning as Warren looks back the runner at first and comes home. This one fouled down the right field line.
And that curveball is really throwing off these Chinooks hitters. That was what retired Bass. You come with that 4-seamer, that 2-seamer, that cutter, and then all of a sudden you throw this big breaking curveball. It's been a nightmare for these Chinooks hitters tonight to try and hit that.
Zach Warren looks back the runner. He delivers to Staudinger. Is a curveball that gets the outside edge for a called strike. A beautiful pitch there to paint the corner. Really no place Staudinger could have done anything with it. So now an 0-2 count. Warren just one pitch away from getting out of this jam. Coming set with it is Warren. The 0-2 pitch. One of the biggest pitches of this game. Here it comes. This one slapped just foul down the left field line, and Staudinger very, very close to bringing home a run, but about 5 feet foul. So again, it'll be a no ball, 2 strike count. Warren will come set, trying to get out of this jam again. Looks in for the sign. He comes set now, does Warren. The 0-2 pitch, here it comes. This one gets away from the catcher, and on the backstop it goes. Dioria picks it up. Back to third base, now standing is Ferruto. So Ferruto now just 90 feet away, but still one pitch away for Zach Warren from getting out of this jam regardless. Certainly don't want to see another one of those, though.
One of the few pitches that's gotten away from Warren. Only costs him 1 base, though. Ferruto does move up to third.
Warren's really been in control of this entire game. But again, you said one of the only pitches he's made bad all night. Here's the pitch. This one's slap foul and out of play. So again, 1 ball and 2 strikes. A real battle between Warren and Staudinger right now.
Warren kind of missed the spot, though, that time. Diorio was trying to set up inside to Staudinger, but ball ended up out and over the plate. Staudinger only fouled it off.
Warren comes set now. Runner standing 90 feet away at third base. Here's the pitch from Warren. Fastball low the knees, and we'll go 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Trent Thompson warming up in the bullpen should he be needed this inning, but Zach Warren would certainly like to get out of this inning himself. Two-two pitch coming. Michael Staudinger waiting on it. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him swinging. What a clutch strikeout here from Zach Warren after a 2-base error allows a runner to get in scoring position, and then a wild pitch allows him to get to third, but Zach Warren comes up clutch again with the strikeout, and that's how things will end for the Chinooks as we go to the 7th inning now. The Miners will be up to bat trying to play add-on. They lead at 3-0 as we head to the top of the 7th here on your Matsu Miners Radio Network.
Part of our merchandising line. If you have this red ticket number 949428, 949-428. 2015 Chinooks baseball cap. 949-428. It's all yours from the Chinooks. Tonight's ball game brought to you by the Chugiak Volunteer Fire Department. They provide fire protection and emergency medical services to an area of approximately 50 square miles. They respond to nearly 800 calls per year and are split between 5 stations. We salute the Chugiak Volunteer Fire Department for keeping us and our community safe.
I think I'm ready. On to the 7th we go here at Lee Jordan Field at Loretta French Complex in Chugiak, Alaska. 3-0. The Chinooks trail at home to the visiting Matsu Miners. You are listening to Matsu Miners Baseball right here on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. I'm Kevin Peel alongside my partner Kyle Howard. Due up 3-4-5 for the Miners. Vizcaíno, Diorio, and Nishioka. Ball high and away from Carkenny, 1-0. Warren getting through 6 solid innings of work. Giving up no runs, 2 hits. And that is a ball, 2-0. Vizcaíno takes another ball, and Carkenny struggling, 3-0. Vizcaíno, 2 for 3, or excuse me, 1 for 3, but is an infield single and also an RBI ground out back in the 3rd. Also a ground out to 2nd.
Looking for another big hit here to keep this team alive. They lead at 3-0, trying to extend that lead. But he had one of the big hits again earlier.
Chinooks fans trying to cheer on Carkenny to retire the dangerous Vance Vizcaíno. Vizcaíno way ahead in the count, 3-0. And he missed. That's a walk. He'll take his base. Second time the Vizcaíno's reached tonight. And that'll bring up Matt Diorio. Matt Diorio, 2 singles tonight, one of them of the RBI variety. He drove in a run back in the 5th.
Diorio been having a very good day at the plate tonight. 2 for 2 officially with that walk as well.
Strike on the outside corner of the fastball from Carkenny, 0-1. Carkenny, very impressive numbers at the Masters College. 2015, how about an 11-4 record with a 2.48 ERA? Toss over to check Vizcaíno, and he's back in 2 complete games. One of them was a shutout and also had a save. He had 112 innings. He struck out 67. That was tied on the team with fellow Chinook, Connor Menez. So both those pitchers were doing big things at the Masters College this past year. Carkenny, very great numbers at 11-4, 2.48 ERA. Diorio took a strike on the outside corner and now takes a ball outside, 1-2. Mostly sunny conditions have persisted throughout the evening. Now at almost 9 p.m. local time. Throw over to check Vizcaíno. He's back in easily. Throw over. And he's back safely again. Chugiak, another one of these fields in the Alaska Baseball League that does not have stadium lights. And with how much brightness there is during the summer, you don't need it. This one fouled and out of play. Count will stay 1 and 2.
It's very interesting phenomenon just to come out here and it'll be at 11:30 at night, 12 o'clock in the morning, and it's still bright outside. You're just not used to that coming from the East Coast. It's not something you're not used to. It takes a little while to get used to, and it's pretty interesting to play baseball with those conditions. Again, the 10 o'clock game just coming next weekend because of the amount of daylight you can get here in Alaska.
And Carkenny took too long, so time was called by the home plate umpire. Yeah, I would equate this time to right now essentially early evening to late afternoon, but it's 9 p.m. here and still super bright out. DiOrio fouls off another one. Count remains 1 and 2.
Natural lighting just gets the job done here in Alaska. Nothing wrong with that if it's the way it's possible.
Only one field with lighting, Mulcahy Field, which we will be at tomorrow. Miners and Bucks. Afternoon action, first afternoon game of the year. That one outside for a ball from Carkenny, 2 and 2.
Tomorrow, that one a 2 o'clock game start. 1:45 will be on the air as well. First time the Miners will face someone other than the Chinooks this year. Again, tonight, the Miners trying to complete the 4-game sweep.
2-2 to DiOrio. And breaking ball fouled off again.
NFL ball sponsored by Gavin Reed of Edward Jones Financial Investments.
So not officially a sweep, though. The Chinooks had the off day in between. The Chinooks had another opponent that was the Legion All-Stars from here in the Chugiak-Eagle River area. But if the Miners can win this next game, they win all 4 games between these two teams to start the year.
Another foul ball from DiOrio continues the impressive battle. As you may have heard in all these foul balls, the PA announcer usually giving a sponsor for many of these pop-up foul balls out of play, one of them being the Chinook Shack. Kyle and I would like to thank them for giving us some water today, allowing us to stay hydrated and keep giving you Miners coverage. Because while it is only 72 degrees, it feels like a different 72 degrees outside. Pretty warm today. The air's been pretty still. Wind has not been cooling down things much. So we thank them for providing us with the water today. As that one is grounded down the first base line, going to be a tough play if it stayed fair, but it did not. So DiOrio, again, will go back to the plate.
DiOrio's been battling all day long. Still perfect at the plate so far, but this is a marathon of a bat so far. It's worked the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes now, and still trying to get a base hit here and keep it an even 3 for 3.
The Miners seemingly are having one of these players each and every day, at least one of them just impossible to get out, it seems. And DiOrio here, even though Carkenny's thrown some great pitches, not able to retire him, at least not yet. Here comes another 2-2. That one's low and in. Fill up the count, 3 and 2. On Matt DiOrio. Sciano has not really motioned towards second. Modestly, but he is taking off now, and this one's slapped towards third. Great decision by Vizcaíno, as instead of a double play, it will just be a fielder's choice. They'll throw on to easily retire DiOrio. Carkenny ultimately wins the battle, but we'll see if he wins the war. As Vizcaíno able to get to second, so essentially as good as a sacrifice bunt, that ground out. 1 out, runner in scoring position for the Miners.
Vizcaíno's speed has been lethal today. Stealing a base earlier to get in scoring position, then would score on a blue base hit because of his wheels.
And Jordan Vieira, the Chinooks manager, is out. And we'll see if he will take the ball from Carkenny. They're all having a meeting. And he will take the ball, it appears. As he will. That will be it for Jason Carkenny. And so with 1 out here in the top of the 7th and a runner on second in scoring position for the Miners, we'll have a pitching change. We'll tell you who it is right when we come back. You are listening to Matsu Miners Baseball on the Miners Radio Network. New pitcher for the Chinooks. It's going to be Shane Armstrong coming out of the pen, the 6'2", 185-pounder from Hillsdale College. If you can remember, the Chinooks putting in the wrong lineup yesterday, wanted Michael Fairchild to start, but accidentally put the number of Armstrong into the box score, which forced them to start Armstrong, face one batter, and then he gave up a single to Caruso, came out, and Michael Fairchild came in and ultimately pitched 4 2/3 innings yesterday. But Armstrong will come in here at the top of the 7th inning trying to avoid damage as Carkenny comes out, giving up 1 run in his appearance.
They got 2 hits, and on that 1 run, of course, and struck out 1 and walked 1.
This is the 4th summer that Shane Armstrong has played for Athletes in Action. His 2nd stint with the Chinooks. Last summer he was 1-2 with a 5.64 ERA, working 44 2/3 innings and striking out 34 batters. But this ERA was very misleading. Outside of the 2 outings that he gave up 5 and 10 runs respectively, there were only 2 other occasions that he allowed more than 2 runs in his 18 appearances. So, an impressive pitcher, had 2 bad outings, just like pitchers have occasionally. That's a ball high, 2-0. Tanner Nishioka, the lethal hitter at the plate. Our pregame profile athlete tonight. 2-0 pitch is high, ball 3, 3-0.
Nishioka with a single again earlier, actually 2 singles now. And there was a bloop single earlier that was the interesting one that just flared into right field.
And they lost him on 4 pitches. So I wouldn't call it strategy, the 4-pitch walk, but that does bring into the equation a possible ground ball double play with Hunter Simmons coming up, but now runners on 1st and 2nd with only 1 out here in the inning. And that'll bring up Hunter Simmons.
Simmons today struck out swinging twice and grounded out to the second baseman, but certainly like to get a base hit here to drive home a run.
Armstrong taking a long look at Vizcaino and dealing a slider over the inside corner for a strike. 0-1. Armstrong plays at Hillsdale College, which is a Division II program in southern Michigan in the Great Lakes Intercollegiate Athletic Conference. Up and in for a ball, 1-1. He is a native of Marysville, Michigan, and at Hillsdale last year, he went 5-5 over 11 starts, 14 total games pitched, 4.84 ERA, striking out 45 batters in 61 innings. 1-1. Vizcaino taking off, and he will easily swipe the bag as that ball was in the dirt. Mogg not able to corral it. Kept it in front of him, though. Bounced over by between the legs of Hunter Simmons. But it will be a stolen bag for Vizcaino. And now runner moves to 3rd. Still the same situation, though. Still a possibility of double play. Hunter Simmons has a huge gap between 1st and 2nd base, is Staudinger having to hold the runner at 1st. Swing and a miss by Simmons, 2-2. And Ferruto up the middle.
Believe it or not, for Vizcaino, just his first stolen base of the year. He's manufactured runs with his legs in other ways, though.
2-2 pitch is grounded up the middle. This could be trouble. Bass will step on 2nd for 1, throw to 1st, and he made that look easy. Unassisted 6-3 double play. He didn't have to flip over for Ferruto for the out. So the Miners do threaten. They don't bring one across, though. We head to the bottom of the 7th. It's stretch time here in Chugiak with the Miners leading 3-0. You are listening to Matsu Baseball.
On the mound for the Miners, number 38, Trent Thompson.
That was the seventh inning stretch. The seventh inning stretch brought to you tonight by the proud ladies at the Cindy Heel Allstate Insurance Agency, located at mile 3 of the Palmer-Wasilla Highway at Midtown Estates. Where you are in good hands, ours. Give us a call or stop in anytime. Cindy, Kelsey, Julie, and Sky are ready to be your trusted advisors. Go Miners. The book is complete on Zach Warren. His night is done, and into the game comes Trent Thompson, as it will be up to the Miners bullpen to lock down this one. Trent Thompson coming in, second appearance of the season for him, as we're going to check that final line here in just a second. Kyle will get Zach Warren's final stats, but give him no runs, just 2 hits.
6 innings, 2 hits, no runs, no earned. He had struck out 7 and walked just 1, so allowed just 3 base runners tonight. Oh, actually make that 4 with the error, but just 4 base runners across the plate here as we enter the bottom of the 7th inning now. What an outstanding performance for him. In line for the win, should the bullpen be able to close it down tonight for this Miners team and get their 4th win of the year.
And so Trent Thompson will come on in relief, looking to get a hold, a defunct stat, but still one I like to keep note of as we start the bottom of the 7th. Batters up will be 5, 6, and 7 for the Chinooks. Holt Davis, Andrew Mogg, and David Morton.
The battery of the Central Florida, Trent Thompson and DiOrio out on the field right now for the Miners.
First pitch from Thompson's a beautiful curveball right over the heart of the plate, freezing Davis for a strike. And you know that pitching coach Matt Greeley and the manager Ben Taylor love to have this combination. Very familiar with each other. DiOrio was catching for Thompson on Wednesday night when he came in. Ball in, 1-1 to Davis. DiOrio's a guy that knows the tendencies of Thompson. Can help him throw the right pitches in the right situation. That one's high as well. 2-1. Count on the designated hitter for the Chinooks. Davis is grounded out and flied out today. 0 for 2. Thompson behind the count, 2-1. 2-seam fastball for a strike on the inside corner, 2-2. Davis was frozen again by that pitch. Thompson nods, and now he's ready. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Fastball thrown right past Davis. First strikeout for Thompson. 8th of the game for Miners pitching, and 1 down here in the bottom of the 7th.
Great start for Trent Thompson out of the bullpen, trying to preserve that lead. Last night was a 3-0 lead for the Miners that slowly dissipated to 3-2 after a little bit of a struggle late for the Miners bullpen, but they were able to get out of that and win the game 4-2 last night. Trent Thompson trying to change the page here.
That one's lined into left and a base hit. First hit since the first inning for the Chinooks. Solidly hit ball into left field. It was a solid single by Mogg. Now they'll bring up Morton. Starting a long toss for the first time this year. Not warming up, but long tossing is Brigham Hill from Texas A&M, the freshman. Just recently got here. along with Kyle Simons and Corbin Martin. Martin pitched in last night's game, missing outside to Morton as Thompson 1-0. Thompson in no danger. Didn't just give up a hit, but the runner's still only at first base. Has plenty of opportunity to get out of this inning unscathed. This one's popped up, and he's going to like this one. Into short center, and going back to make the catch is Caleb Wood. 2 gone.
Nice play out by Caleb Wood to run all the way to right center field to catch that one. A tough play for him, fighting off the sun out that way as well. So quite a run for him to get out there and get that catch, but an important catch nonetheless.
As Braxton Wilkes is going to pinch hit and get in for the first time tonight. He was off until now. Wilkes is one of those guys we've seen the bottom of the lineup, the top of the lineup, the first 3 games between these 2 opponents. Wilkes had the night off till now. He's going to pinch hit against the righty. Thompson, try and get a little more favored matchup. The numbers game. Manager Vieira is playing here. Righty against the lefty.
Braxton Wilkes, a dangerous hitter as well, starting the year .417 with 1 RBI in the process. So outstanding start to the year for Braxton Wilkes.
But may have started Potter in place of him for the numbers. Potter, a right-hander, was facing Zach Warren, the lefty. Potter was 0 for 1, grounded out, but did draw a walk in the 5th inning. And issued a warning was the Miners. Thompson that time may have made a move that the home plate umpire did not like. So Thompson's going to have to watch his moves a little bit so he doesn't balk the runner over. 1-0. This one's lined into short right, making the leaping catch is Caleb Wood, as that ball almost got over his head, but he would not let it. What a play by Caleb Wood. He gets the last 2 outs of the inning, and Trent Thompson gives up a hit, but gets out of it. We head to the 8th here at Lee Jordan Field at Loretta French Complex. 3-0 Miners on your home for Miners baseball. Want to learn more about your Matsu Miners? Visit their website at www.matsuminers.org. It provides you with schedules, stats, rosters, upcoming events, and more. MatsuMiners.org, the official website of the Matsu Miners. Armstrong is going to come back out to the hill for the Chinooks as we head to the 8th. 3-0 Miners. 1 run in the 3rd, 1 run in the 5th, and 1 run in the 6th for them. They've pretty evenly distributed their runs. They're going to look to try and add on here. As it will be Caleb Wood due up. His tremendous defensive plays in the field at second base. Stopped a run from scoring in that last inning. Making a leaping catch.
That coming right after he ran to right center field and over the shoulder, made a catch out there. So back-to-back gems by him have kept the Miners from any trouble in that inning.
First pitch from Armstrong up and in, 1-0. Wood today, 0 for 3, 2 strikeouts, and a ground out. Fastball on the inside corner for a strike, 1-1. Watching some of the fans toss a baseball up the hill in left field. strike on the inside corner to Wood. That was an off-speed pitch, 1-2. One of those that Kyle and I and would probably like to hike, get a little exercise. Why not? Beautiful spot to see the field up at the top of that hill. Is this one off the end of the bat? And it will be thrown on to first for the out. Low throw. A nice job by Stauninger. And Wood is retired. First batter retired of the inning. 7, 8, and 9 due up. So now it'll be Jed Fagg.
Jed reached base back in the 4th inning by a walk. Still looking for his first official hit of the day.
Armstrong's first pitch is way high, 1-0. Slider fought off by Fagg. 1-1. So that one goes out of play. If a foul ball or home run does damage to your car, visit the folks at the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. That pitch gets past Andrew Mogg outside. 2-1. Up and in again. Fagg turns away from it. 3-1.
Up-to-date score sponsored today by the Alaska Club,
Fagg takes a walk on 5 pitches.
In the ABL right now, a final earlier and the first of a doubleheader. Anchorage Bucks take it 1-0 over the Glacier Pilots. And the game 2 of that one, the Glacier Pilots have reciprocated that. They lead us 6-0 in the top of the 6th over the Bucks. Again, this one 3-0 Miners in the top of the 8th. And the Oilers lead it 4-0 over the Gold Painters at home in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Our game must be a lot quicker moving than some of the other games going on in the league. Bunt attempt from Hall, fouled away. 0-1. So we're already in the 8th, and those games in the 6th or 5th innings. Armstrong takes a look towards first. 0-1 to Hall. Inside. It's right at the knees, but just a touch inside. 1-1.
Major League Baseball scoreboard brought to you by Palmer Bar. Final in 11 today. Toronto on the road beats Boston 5-4. Texas beats the Minnesota Twins 11-7.
Ball low again to Hall. 2-1.
Pirates over the Phillies 4-3 at home. Indians take it 5-4 over the Tigers today on the road. Washington 7, Milwaukee 2. That's a final. Seattle 8, Houston 1. That's a final on the road in Houston.
2-1 is on the corner for a strike. That one tailed back over the corner. 2-2.
Braves get a road win today in 11 innings over the Mets, 5-3. Marlins 4, Colorado Rockies 1 final.
Hall ready for the 2-2 from Armstrong. Tapped foul towards the Chinooks dugout. Count will remain 2-2.
Tampa Bay Rays 5, Chicago White Sox 4. St. Louis Cardinals 3, Kansas City Royals 2 final. The Orioles won at 9-4 over the Yankees today at home. Chicago Cubs beat the Reds today 4-3.
And this one line to center, and it's going to drop. A base hit for Chris Hall. Fagg will move up to second, and Chris Hall reaches base again. Another single for him, as he has now reached base 3 times. He was hit by a pitch in the 3rd, singled in his last at bat in the 6th, and now singles in the 8th.
Chris Hall has been locked in today. He also came around to score. And a bang-bang play from center field. He's been locked in as well today.
And Andrew Mogg going to go out to the mound and talk to Armstrong for just a moment as the home plate umpire going to dust off the play. Once again, our umpires for tonight were James Ainsworth from Cecilia, Louisiana, and Jim Leiser from Akron, Ohio.
Some other scores around the Major League Baseball today. The Arizona wins 4-2 over the Giants. Los Angeles Angels 1-0 over the A's, and San Diego 2-1 winners over the Dodgers today.
First pitch is put down, and it's a beautiful bunt. Is it going to stay fair? It will. It is a base hit. What a beautiful bunt, as good as it gets from Alex Caruso. It was just a sacrifice, but it stayed in on the line. Cromwell and Armstrong not happy. But now with one out, the bases are chucked for Tyler Wolf. So that one is just stayed fair. And
that bunt could not have been more perfect. It died right on the line. Cromwell must have thought it was just left as he picked it up and looked astonished when it was called fair. But now a chance for a big inning here for the Miners.
Skipper Vieira came out to chat with the home plate umpire. It was a peaceful one, though. But that was a big hit for Alex Caruso. 9th hit of the game for the Miners. Leading 3-0 here in the 8th and trying to add on to that. Just one out. Armstrong ready. Wolf will take a strike on the outside corner. Fastball 0-1. That MLB scoreboard was once again brought to you by Palmer Bar. Thank you for those scores, Kyle. 0-1 pitch in the dirt, blocked by Mogg. I'll even up the count at 1. Now with outdoor seating, you can enjoy a refreshing drink and good friends outdoors in the Alaska sunshine. Located in downtown Palmer, the Palmer Bar is a great place to grab a bite to eat and take in the sights. Call 907-745-3041 today. Tyler Wolf is going to wait on the 1-1 pitch from Armstrong. This one's hit to third. Could be 2. Cromwell throws to second for 1 and throw on to first. And a big double play, 5-4-3 style for the Chinooks. Keeps them well in range in this game. Good double play forced by Armstrong. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Still a pretty close game. 3-0 Miners. This is your home for Miners baseball. Looking for ways to get closer to the Valley's team? Now you can. Like the Matsu Miners page on Facebook. You can also follow them on Twitter at ABL Miners. The A, B, L, and M all capitalized. Get more connected with your Miners today. And now we will see for the first time this year, Texas A&M righty Brigham Hill, the freshman out of Texas A&M, son of Margot and Smith Hill, born in Nacogdoches, Texas, has 4 siblings, brothers Smitty and Clayton, and sisters Annie and Lauren. He posted a 20-2 record at Nacogdoches High School while earning 4 letters. He was named Perfect Game USA Preseason High School Underclassman, All-America Honorable Mention, and in 18 2/3 innings pitched as a freshman for A&M. He appeared in 7 games, 3 starts, posing a 1-0 record with a 5.30 ERA, 23 strikeouts, and 9 walks. And he comes in here, still in a possible save situation if the score stays the same going into the 9th. But Hill misses low on that one, 1-0.
You see now Brick Paskowitz actually making his way to the bullpen, so I was about to wonder if he would go out there and pitch, having played a lot recently, and the answer is probably yes.
Seems like he is that go-to guy at the end of games. Although
it's Caleb McCann loosening up right now, though.
Yeah, they're also going to warm up him. Just long tossing is McCann. Hill missed again, 2-0. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Fastball, strike. 2-1 from Hill. He's facing number 22 for the Chinooks. Is that one line foul? Caden Owens pinch hitting. Snuck up on us. So he's pinch hitting for Patrick Cromwell. Caden Owens, one of those guys that can pitch and also plays in a lot of different positions around the field. We saw him start as a DH the other night and Wednesday, pitch an inning, and then go out into left field later in that game. 2-2 from Hill outside. I'll fill up the count, 3-2. Three runs, 9 hits, 1 error for the Miners. No runs, 3 hits, no errors for the Chinooks. Here in the bottom of the 8th. Hill's ready with 3-2. This one's popped up into foul ground, going over his Nishioka. He's not going to have a chance, though. Good job there by Owens to fight that one off and keep the at-bat going. Caden Owens, 6 foot, 185-pounder from Oral Roberts University. Facing Brigham Hill, the righty. Full count pitch inside, and Brigham Hill lost him. Caden Owens will take a walk. There's McCann warming in the bullpen for the Miners just in case they need him. And now Baranek due up, Cameron Baranek. It was 0 for 3 today with 2 strikeouts and a flyout. This is a guy that the Miners really want to try and keep off the bases. He's been lethal and dangerous just like Will Bass when he's been able to reach. But so far today he's not been able to. He comes up hacking right away and misses 0-1.
Baranek's been kept off the base pass successfully today, though. He's been 0 for 3 on the day, struck out twice. But again, as you said, 5 stolen bases on the year. Certainly the guy you don't want on the base passes. I passed late here in the game. Already 1 on. Certainly don't want to put the tying run on as well.
Chinooks faithful trying to cheer on the Chinooks starting center fielder, Cameron Baranek. 0-1 pitch from Hill. Curveball, backdoored him for a strike. Beautiful pitch, just touched the outside corner, and just a little above the knees. 0-2. Infield playing double play depth. Wood and Wolf shading towards second base. Brigham Hill takes a look. And this one's chopped towards third. Nishioka will throw on to second for 1 and airmailed the throw is Caleb Wood. Going over to second is Baranek, and he will get there. So Cameron Baranek, a dangerous runner, does get to second base. Caleb Wood, an error there on the high throw. Really wanted to double off Baranek and end this inning, but may have been a little overzealous. Like the try, though. Really wanting to get his pitcher, Brigham Hill, and the Miners out of the inning was Wood. Missed on the throw a little high. So now 2 outs. Runner on second. And it will be Matthew Ferruto. Single, ground out, and reached on an error in this contest. Reached on error in the 6th. That was Nishioka's error. This one flown towards right, coming in, and it will drop for a base hit. A single it will be. Coming in to score is Cameron Baranek, and the Chinooks are on the board. It is 3-1 here in the bottom of the 8th.
Another blue hit that's cashed in a run here. And there proves costly here. Will be an unearned run for Brigham Hill.
Nothing really Brigham Hill could do on that one. It was a good pitch. Just reaching out and poking that one was Ferruto. and was able to drop it in safely right down that right field line. So that'll make it 3-1. Fourth hit of the game for the Chinooks. Now the tying run will be at the plate, though, and here is Will Bass. As Kyle mentioned, aforementioned, that Will Bass had 5 homers at Wayland Baptist. Does have some pop. So something to watch out for. Manager Vieira gives a signal towards his base runner, Matthew Ferruto, who gets his first RBI of the season. Came in at 333 and had a double, but RBI single knocks in his first of the season, and that makes it 3-1. Now Brigham Hill will pitch to Will Bass. Ferruto, we'll see if he's on the move, and Bass comes up swinging right away and misses 0-1. Bass, a single, a pop out, and a strikeout swinging. 1 for 3 on the day. Hill ready, doesn't look, and stealing the bag is Ferruto, but I believe it's going to be hitter's interference, and so that is an out. And Will Bass did kind of lead over the plate there. Diorio is trying to make a throw down to second, and his throw definitely not as good as it could have been. Definitely not a throw you would expect from Diorio, and it was because he was interfered with. So 2 outs now here in the bottom of the 8th.
Very unconventional inning so far. It will look like a sure-made double play, ends up with an error that eventually scores a run, and now batter's interference moves a runner back and gives a free out to the Miners.
That takes some solid awareness from Diorio, though, to see Bass in his way and make an opportunity to get an out. And Diorio created one for himself there, and a big out it is. It's 2 outs now here in the bottom of the 8th. Now bring up Staudinger. Still a tying run at the plate. The runner also had to go back to first, so Ferruto's at first. Will not get the stolen base. And he's taking off again. This one grounded to second, though. Should be an easy play for Caleb Wood. Throws just a little wide, but Hunter Simmons able to stay on the bag, and that will do it. So Brigham Hill does give up a run, but does his job as the Miners keep the lead 3-1 here as we head to the 9th. Your score, 3-1 Miners on the Miners Radio Network. Miners will have 3, 4, and 5 due up in the order. Vizcaino, Diorio, and Nishioka. As we go to the 9th, they will face Shane Armstrong once again, leading 3-1. I'm Kevin Peel, alongside my partner, Kyle Howard, bringing you Miners baseball all season long right here on the Matsu Miners Radio Network. 2 lefties and a righty to face the right-handed pitcher, Shane Armstrong.
Vance Vizcaino, the first one to start.
And now we will see Brick Paskowitz, who's already had 2 saves on the season, starting to warm up. Over there in the Miners bullpen. But first things first, Miners going to try and tack on some runs. And Vizcaino takes a strike.
Interesting situation. So far, every game's been a save scenario. Zach Warren had the other one. Now Brick Paskowitz has a chance to give Warren the win, and Paskowitz another save.
Low and in by the shoe tops of Vizcaino. 1-1. These games have been played pretty closely. Chinooks have hung in there in the 4 contests against the Miners, but it's been the Miners who have gotten the best of them in the first 3, and they look to get the best of them here in this contest. They won't play them again for another 2 weeks or so, though. hanging curveball, bang to first. Flipping to Armstrong is Staudinger, and that will retire him. Close play, though. 1 up, 1 down here in the 9th. Miners will have an off day on Monday. They play tomorrow at 2 p.m. against the Anchorage Bucks. First time we will visit Mulcahy's Stadium for the season. Pregame will be at 1:45 Alaska time for that. And this one's hit. Diving catch by Matthew Ferruto as Matt DiOrio continues to hit the ball hard. Just a better play that time by Ferruto. Wish that ball was just a little more to the right, as it would have fallen into right field for a base hit. Good contact, better play. 2 gone in the inning.
DiOrio's been locked in all night. He hit that one on a line, but just a beautiful play over on second base by Ferruto.
I'll bring up Tanner Nishioka. He comes up swinging, got a fastball down the middle, but didn't hit it solidly. Nishioka thought it was off the plate, and it was a foul ball, so he stopped running, but instead it was a grounder. Armstrong throws on over to first, and that will do it for that inning. So 1-2-3 going the Miners in the 9th. Last chance for the Chinooks. Tried to avoid falling to 0-4 on the season against the Miners so far. Rick Paskowitz going to come in to try and lock it down. 3-1 Miners. You are listening to Miners Baseball. If your car needs a new taillight or just any sort of nut, bolt, or screw, be sure to visit the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. Brick Paskowitz in to try and slam the door on the Chinooks for the 3rd consecutive game. He came in to this season from Paradise Valley Community College. In his sophomore year, he went 2-3 with a 4.14 ERA, 54 strikeouts, and 16 walks. And very impressive strikeout-to-walk ratio, along with 4 saves in that span. And he is a guy who knows the closer role, does like the thrill of it. Can be tough sometimes, as we were talking to him a little bit early today, coming in pressure situations like this, but does like the thrill. He's going to have a chance to lock this one down for the Miners and get them win number 4 and conference win number 2. But he'll have to deal with 5, 6, 7 in the order for the Chinooks. So it'll be Holt Davis, Andrew Mogg, and David Martin due up. 2 of those guys are righties, and as we've seen, manager Vieira likes the matchups and the numbers game, just like manager Ben Taylor of the Miners. Loves sabermetrics and the numbers. But the percentages are higher in a righty versus lefty matchup, so he might try and bring on one or so to face Paskowitz. First pitch up and in, 1-0. To Davis. That one low as well, 2-0. Flag's gone pretty still in center field, maybe suggesting the tension as the Chinooks down just 2 at home, trying to come back. And that one fouled out of play down the right field line. 1-2 the count. 2-1, excuse me. Chinooks will face the Anchorage Glacier Pilots tomorrow here in Chugiak. That one missed, 3-1. Paskowitz ready, behind in the count 3-1, and deals inside to Holt Davis. Tying run will come to the plate as Holt Davis takes his base. Now the batter, Matthew Ferruto.
Coming to the plate, number 10, the catcher, Andrew Mogg.
Or excuse me, Andrew Mogg.
Mogg has had success against this team. He singled his last time up and again hit that bases clearing double the other night in Palmer.
Wednesday night. Which put Chugiak up 5-1 at that time. But the Miners are able to come back and win 8-5, as that is a fastball two-seam variety, low and in at the knees for a strike. 0-1. Holt Davis just a couple step lead off first. Paskowitz takes only a quick glance at him. Breaky ball at the knees. 0-2.
Took a lot off of that one. Had Mogg got fooled badly.
And even if Mogg did swing at it, he would have been way out in front. So that curveball really fooled him. 0-2. Toss over to Chuck Davis, and he's back in. Paskowitz takes a look towards first and is ready with the 0-2. Popped up into foul ground, running over quickly is Hunter Simmons and sliding into the fence. Just got over the fence and out of play. Hunter Simmons, good effort. Was nervous for him for a second, didn't want him to collide into the fence. He did a great job of sliding up against it. That ball went out of play. Oh, 0-2. Miners dugout cheering for Brick. This one low and away, and Holt Davis go to steal the bag. The hit and run signal might have been on that time. As Holt Davis, not really a guy you expect to steal. He will get the stolen base. His first of the game. Now it's Chinook in scoring position. One, two. Ooh, in the dirt again with a curveball, 2-2. Interesting thing so far in Brick Paskowitz's two previous saves, there has been at least one runner in scoring position. In both of those instances, the bases were loaded on Wednesday night. That A5 game got out of it. Also got the final out with a runner in scoring position and second base last night. 2-2 pitch in the dirt. Run the count full, 3-2.
As you mentioned, Paskowitz has had a jam in each game he's pitched in, but he's gotten out of it every time.
Paskowitz ready with the full count pitch and lost it inside and in. First and second now are the runners, and that will bring up David Morton.
So now a tying run aboard on first and a potential winning run at the plate right now. That'll actually bring up Tyler Boxwell to pinch hit.
And pitching coach Matt Greeley going to come out and have a chat as Simmons went to the mound to talk to Paskowitz for just a brief moment, but now the entire infield's going to come in, and they're going to have a chat here, and Paskowitz lives for the pressure moments, and he has another one here, Kyle, trying to get 3 outs and get the Miners home 4-0 on the season.
Boxwell hasn't had the start he's probably wanted. He started at the year 125 as a batter, but he has worked 2 walks, so he can work the pitcher. And right now, Paskowitz is struggling to find the strike zone, so something he's going to have to look for right now to make sure he doesn't to make sure he's throwing strikes right now. That's the biggest thing. He's got to get it over the plate right now. Already 2 men on. Looking for a ground ball to get a double play and maybe get a pop fly after that to end the game. Right now, just trying to get the ground ball double play though first.
other than that 3-run double off the bat of Andrew Mogg, the Chinooks have lacked clutch hitting. Throw back to second, and they got him. What a play on the pickoff. Paskowitz fires to Wolf, and Holt Davis had no idea. And Holt Davis didn't even have that big of a lead. That is as good of a snap throw as you're going to get from the pitcher to second base, as Wolf was right there in perfect position. Completely different situation now. Runner on first, one out. Tying run still at the plate. In Boxwell, as he takes ball one from Paskowitz at 1-0. And you got to wonder if maybe that was one of those plays that you draw up in the pitcher's huddle, and they might have at the mound. But it worked very well for the Miners. 1-0 pitch. This one chopped back up the middle. Caleb Wood's going to step on second for one. The throw a little off, but he holds the bag. And the Miners get out of a potentially dangerous situation just like that, as Zach Warren will get the win, his first of the season in 6 innings pitched. The loss tonight going to fall to the starter, Menez, and the save going to Brick Paskowitz, his third of the season, as Menez falls to 0-1 for the Chinooks, and Warren goes to 1-0 for the Miners. Miners fans take a deep breath as the Miners get to 4-0, 2-0 in conference play, while the Chinooks fall to 1-4 and 0-2 in conference play. When we come back, we're going to take a really short break and come back. We will be in the Napa Auto Parts postgame show. Kyle and I will recap this one quickly for you, as the Miners, they find a way again to get another win in the column and move to 4-0. You are listening to Matsu Miners Baseball on the Miners Radio Network. Welcome back one final time to Lee Jordan Field at the Loretta French Complex here in Chugiak, Alaska, as the Miners hang on, get their 4th win of the season in a game that all these have been separated by no more than 3 runs, but the Miners pull out all the victories in these situations over the Chinooks. And Kyle, when you have such a close series like this and you're able to pull out all these victories, gotta be impressed.
You absolutely do. And the biggest thing I think, as far as you can take away from these past 4 games, is the Matsu Miners bullpen has been tested. You've seen that night in and night out. There's been jams and seemingly every inning, late in the inning, but they seem to find a way to get out of it every time. Brick Paskowitz was an unbelievable snap throw to second base, something I've personally never seen in any baseball game I've watched, and I've watched a lot of baseball.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
same here.
An unbelievable play by Brick Paskowitz to pick him off second base in a very unorthodox play. That's caught him off guard, sets up the double play, and it goes without being said, Caleb Blow with another outstanding play at second base to run from second base to the second base bag and snap throw to first base to get the double play, and probably beat him by about 5 steps on the throw. So Caleb Wood, they had the error earlier today, but really made up for it with that play to end the game today. And the defense, has really bailed the pitching staff out despite all these struggles early on.
And that's one of those plays that you look back at it and you say, if that snap throw didn't quite work, the double play they would maybe still get, but there would be a runner on third and the Chinooks would still be alive. But whether it was drawn up or not, it was a dandy of a play, and Paskowitz got the first out and then was able to get the 4-3 double play from Caleb Wood to Hunter Simmons to finish out this one, as the Miners get their 4th win of the season, move to 2-0 in conference play. And when you look at guys that you think maybe the player of the game, who would you go with, Kyle?
I've got to go with Zach Warren. I think it's his outstanding pitching performance really I had 4 base runners all night long. That would be my game ball for sure. He'd after the first inning, didn't allow a base runner until the 7th inning, or make that the 5th inning. Excuse me, that was just a walk. But then allowed a base hit later on. Just realized Zach Warren just went out and pitched so well tonight, and he deserves a game ball. He earned his win tonight. He gets his first win as a Matsu minor, and also has a save to go with that earlier against the same Chinooks team. But my game ball by far goes to Zach Warren and 7 strikeouts tonight.
And I would have to agree with you there. Zach Warren was the guy that really set them up for success tonight. The Miners got all 3 of their runs in the first 6 innings. 1 coming in the 3rd, 1 coming in the 5th, 1 coming in the 6th. So Warren left the game with a 3-0 lead. They only gave up 1 run in the 8th inning, but the Miners, while they may bend a little bit, may give up some base runners at times, they have not broken an entire time this season, as they again already moved to 4-0 against the Chinooks in season play, 2 of them conference games. That is going to do it for us and for the Napa Auto Parts post-game show. If your car needs a new taillight or just any sort of nut, bolt, or screw, be sure to visit the Valley's locally owned and operated Napa Auto Parts. They're in Big Lake, Palmer, and Wasilla. Visit www.napaalaska.com. Miners get the W, 3-1, and they will now travel to Anchorage tomorrow afternoon to take on the Bucks. 1:45 pregame for you right here on the Matsu Miners Radio Network, with the first pitch coming at 2, as we'll see the Anchorage Bucks for the first time this season. But until then, for my broadcast partner, Kyle Howard, I'm Kevin Peel saying so long from Chugiak. Miners get a big W tonight by the final score of 3-1. Have a great night.